Online game. I can upgrade everything. Chapter 1 to Chapter 31. Here it is. Shun-Qing smelled the disinfectant in the air, looked at the white sheets, and suddenly woke up. The scene in his mind seemed to be frozen at the moment when the black muzzle of the gun was pointed at his forehead. With the gunshot, everything fell into eternal darkness. Didn't he die after being shot? Although the game was reflected in reality, his physique was far better than that of ordinary people, but not strong enough to block bullets with his forehead. He raised his hand and touched his forehead. His skin was smooth, and there was no trace of scars. This made Shun-Qing even more unbelievable. "Brother, you finally woke up. Chairman, you're awake. That's great." The door of the ward was slammed, and 5 or 6 figures rushed in. The first to be hit was a lowly girl about 13 or 14 years old. She was wearing a blue and white princess dress, white stockings, and a blue hair knot on her head, looking extremely cute. The only thing that ruined the beauty was that the lowly girl's eyes were swollen and there were still traces of tears on her face. The lowly girl suddenly rushed into Shun-Qing's arms, sobbing. "Brother, I'm glad you're okay. You are my only relative. I can't lose you. Don't worry. We will find the driver who fled the scene and bring him to justice." Shun-Qing smelled the fragrance of his sister Shin-Xiaotong, felt his unconscious legs, and a flash of lightning seemed to pass through his mind. He was too familiar with this scene, which was clearly what happened when he had just had a car accident. He went back to a year ago. Was he reborn? Shin-Xiaotong grabbed Shun-Qing's clothes tightly, fearing that if she was not careful, her only relative would disappear. "Don't worry, I'm fine. Brother, your legs." The little girl thought of the sad things again and started to cry. Shun-Qing, the youngest billionaire, the chairman of the Sunrise International Group. He is handsome, young and rich. He has a great life and youth. He is destined to be the object of envy of countless people. Everything changed with the car accident. From then on, there was one more disabled person in the world. No matter how rich you are, you still can't recover your legs, right? Brother, technology is so advanced nowadays. It will definitely cure you. Even if it doesn't work, you can still get a prosthetic limb. I heard that the United States has just developed a new prosthetic limb that is no different from a real one. The little girl comforted Shun-Qing. "I'm fine." Shun-Qing's face was free of any gloom. He had lived his life again, so what was there to be sad about? What's more, he still had God's way. If he remembered correctly, God's way was launched yesterday. His broken leg would grow back again. "Where is Xiao Tiankai?" Shun-Qing looked around, scanning his relatives, but did not see his best friend. "Brother Xiao is handling company affairs with Uncle Xiao and will come to see you later. He will be very happy to see you wake up." Handling company affairs. He must be busy taking over Shun-Qing's power in the company. Happy. He is probably mostly shocked and surprised, and he wants to kill him all over again. It's a pity that I have never been able to see his true face. It's ridiculous to die in the hands of this friend I rely on the most. The Shun and Xiao families are old friends. Shun's father and Xiao's father founded the Shuyang Group together. Xiao Tiankai is Shun-Qing's most dependent friend. The two grew up playing in the mud together and have a very good relationship. Everything changed completely when Shun's father and Shun's mother were kidnapped and killed by gangsters while discussing cooperation abroad. Not long after Shun-Qing took over the Shuyang Group, he also suffered a car accident. The mastermind behind everything was the Xiao family. If Xiao Tiankai hadn't revealed the truth before killing himself, Shun-Qing would still be kept in the dark. You can only blame them for hiding it too well. It's not that the Xiao family hadn't thought about making a second move, but they hadn't found a reasonable opportunity. And in the past, he wanted to play the role of a good friend and take the opportunity to get close to Shin-Xiaodong. When the two of them got married, once Shun-Qing died, wouldn't Xiao Tiankai be able to smoothly inherit the Xiao family's business? It has to be said that he had a good plan. In the previous life, maybe he could really succeed. In this life, he was reborn and came back, and he must make the Xiao family pay with blood. How should a disabled person deal with the Xiao family? Even the power of the company was gradually taken over and replaced by the people of the Xiao family. It can be said that within the company, the Xiao family can already cover the sky with one hand. The most important thing is that before Xiao Tiankai killed Shun-Qing in the previous life, he revealed a piece of news that the Xiao family had a big backer behind it. On the contrary, Shun Qing could only lie on a hospital bed and couldn't even walk. So how could he take revenge? Hire a killer to kill? The movement of his own funds was monitored by the Shao family, and the Shao family could find out in advance before taking action. If it were someone else, they would definitely despair when encountering such a situation. But Shun Qing still has the way of God. Shun claims to be a cross-era virtual online game jointly developed by more than 100 countries. The degree of realism is as high as 100%, and the gold coins in the game can be exchanged for real currency. With this alone, it quickly occupied the market and became popular all over the world. However, the truth is not just that. Because Shinto is not a game created by people, but by gods. The data in the game will affect reality and subtly change the physical fitness of players. The initial effect is not obvious, but as time goes by, it will reach an astonishing level. Both legs are shattered and fractured, and multiple nerves are necrotic. The real world cannot repair it, but Shinto can do it. In the previous life, I gradually recover my ability to move with the help of Shinto, but everything ended with the sound of the gunshot. In the previous life, even if he was lying on the sick sheet, Shun Qing did not forget to deal with the company's affairs, so he missed the public beta. He entered the game too late and fell behind too many players. Otherwise, it would definitely not be the current ending. Fortunately, God gave him a chance to start over. Brother, aren't you handling the company's affairs anymore? Why are you playing games? The little girl was lying in a corner of the hospital bed, her head leaning against Shun Qing, her face full of attachment. When she learned that the first thing Shun Qing did after waking up was not to pay attention to the affairs of the Shiyue group, but to buy a game cabin, she was shocked. In her impression, her brother always put his career first and never obsessed with games. Now that the Shiyue group is leaderless, even if he wants to relax, he should not choose now. Keep a secret now. You will know it soon. Shun Qing took his sister into his arms and kissed her forehead. He silently swore in his heart that he must protect his sister and never let her get hurt. She is his only relative and the most precious treasure. Brother, you are taking advantage of me again. How annoying. I can't let you take advantage of me. Having said that, the little girl still came close to Shun Qing, kissed him on both cheeks, and giggled nonstop. This time I won't suffer any loss. I, as a brother, seem to have suffered a loss. Shun Qing had a smile on his face, not like someone who had just lost 2 legs. He was full of confidence and vitality. The little girl was delighted. This was her brother. He would never be defeated by any difficulties. Brother Qing, you're awake. I'm so glad you're okay. A man with gold-rimmed glasses stepped back from the ward door and walked over. Seeing Shun Qing and his sister playing around, a barely perceptible shadow flashed across his eyes. He was already upset that Shun Qing wasn't dead, and this guy even dared to kiss his intended wife. Even if they were brother and sister, it wouldn't do. Xiao Tiankai, you're here. Shun Qing had a smile on his face, as if he was not facing his enemy, but a true friend. He wanted to hide like a poisonous snake, and if he didn't move, he would be deadly. If he could collect the evidence of the Shao family's crimes, it would be best to uproot them. If not, Shun Qing could only take revenge in his own way. Don't let me know which bastard hit you and ran away. Otherwise, I will cut him into pieces. Xiao Tiankai put the fruit basket aside, his face showing his true feelings. Shun Qing sighed in his heart. If he didn't already know the true face of this guy, he would definitely be deceived by him. We have brought the game cabin back to you. 4 or 5 men brought a huge game cabin over, installed and proofread it, and left. This is the advantage of having money. Today is the 2nd day of the game's public beta, and the number of buyers is still as high as ever, with long queues from all over the world. It is difficult to buy a game helmet without waiting for 3 days to a week. The game cabin is also limited, with only 100 in the entire country. Shun Qing bought this game cabin at 10 times the price, spending 300 million RMB, which has to be said to be luxurious. 300 million just to buy a game cabin. Such a big deal is absolutely shocking. It will definitely collapse the worldview of many people. But for Shun Qing, it is worth it. It should be said that it is very worth it, because the reward for the game cabin is higher than that for the helmet, which will help him win at the starting line. As long as it can be solved with money, it is not a problem. By the way, Brother Qing, why did you think of playing games? Xiao Tiankai looked puzzled, and with his curiosity, it was easy for people to tell him the truth. I have become a disabled person. My head is dizzy, and I am not suited to handling company affairs. I'd better just be a salted fish and wait for death. Anyway, with my wealth, I can squander it for a lifetime. Xiao Tiansai's eyes flashed with a subtle joy, and he chatted with Xinqing for a while, talking about the past. It's getting late. I should leave. Xin Xiaodong, let me take you away. Don't disturb your brother's rest. It's okay. Xiaodong can rest here tonight. Brother is so annoying. Xin Xiaodong did not refuse. Xiao Tiansai's face became stiff, and it was difficult for him to maintain his demeanor. He strode out of the ward. His face was as black as the bottom of a pot, and his teeth were clenched. When Xiao Tiankai left, he said in a voice that only he could hear, "The driver is really a waste. If he had used a little more force, I would never have to see this abominable guy again." Xinqing retracted his gaze, his expression cold. "Dare to make plans for my sister? As long as I am here, you will never have the chance to get close to her." "Brother, is this Shintu's gaming cabin? Are virtual online games really that magical? You'll know when you play with me. By the way, I also ordered a game cabin for you. Go back and pick it up." Xinqing said with a smile, as if spending 600 million to buy 2 game cabins was just a small matter. "Thank you so much, brother." The little girl held Xinqing's face and took a bite. How could she not know the world's first virtual reality game? She had planned to use her pocket money, with long queues from all over the world. It is difficult to buy a game helmet without waiting for 3 days to a week. The game cabin is also limited, with only 100 in the entire country. Xinqing bought this game cabin at 10 times the price, spending 300 million renminbi. It has to be said, this was luxurious. 300 million just to buy a game cabin. Such a big deal is absolutely shocking. It will definitely collapse the worldview of many people. But for Xinqing, it is worth it. It should be said that it is very worth it, because the reward for the game cabin is higher than that for the helmet, which will help him win at the starting line. As long as it can be solved with money, it is not a problem. By the way, Brother Qing, why did you think of playing games? Xiao Tiankai looked puzzled, and with his curiosity, it was easy for people to tell him the truth. I have become a disabled person. My head is dizzy, and I am not suited to handling company affairs. I would better just be a salted fish and wait for death. Anyway, with my wealth, I can squander it for a lifetime. Xiao Tiansai's eyes flashed with a subtle joy, and he chatted with Xinqing for a while, talking about the past. It is getting late. I should leave. Xin Xiaodong, let me take you away. Do not disturb your brother's rest. Xiao Tiankai waved at Xin Xiaotong, not wanting to see her continue to cling to Xinqing, which made him feel unhappy. It is okay. Xiaodong can rest here tonight. Brother is so annoying. Xin Xiaodong did not refuse. Xiao Tiansai's face became stiff, and it was difficult for him to maintain his demeanor. He strode out of the ward. His face was as black as the bottom of a pot, and his teeth were clenched. When Xiao Tiankai left, he said in a voice that only he could hear, "The driver is really a waste. If he had used a little more force, I would never have to see this abominable guy again." Xinqing retracted his gaze, his expression cold. "Dare to make plans for my sister? As long as I am here, you will never have the chance to get close to her." "Brother, is this Shintu's gaming cabin? Are virtual online games really that magical? You will know when you play with me. By the way, I also ordered a game cabin for you. Go back and pick it up." Xinqing said with a smile, as if spending 600 million to buy 2 game cabins was just a small matter. "Thank you so much, brother." The little girl held Xinqing's face and took another bite. How could she not know the world's first virtual reality game? She had planned to use her pocket money to buy one, but she did not expect her brother to have prepared it for her. And it was a limited edition game cabin. He is indeed her brother, the man who understands her best in the world. Let's go back and play games. Then I will level up with my brother. By the way, stay away from Xiao Tiankai in the future. Xinqing smiled and drove people away. He wanted to enter Shintu. He was already 1 day behind the first player to enter the game. From now on, he had a race against time. He deliberately left his sister Xin Xiaodong behind because he did not want to give Xiao Tiankai the opportunity to get close to her. His sister will be protected by himself. "Brother, are you having a quarrel with Brother Xiao? I will definitely listen to you," little Loli said, and prepared to go home to receive her game cabin. With bodyguard around her, Xinqing was not worried about her safety. Xinqing was just about to enter the game cabin, but little Lowly turned back again. The game Shin2 is starting. A prompt sounded in his ears, and Xinqing's consciousness connected with the game cabin, entering a deeper game world. What he saw was an ancient battlefield full of flames and smoke, with corpses scattered all around. Seeing the familiar game login interface again, Xinqing's eyes flashed with excitement. God Path. Here I come. This time, I want to write my own destiny. Welcome to the world of Shin2. Start your unknown journey. 7 altars appeared in front of Xinqing, each with a huge stone sculpture representing various occupations, corresponding to the 7 major roles in Shin2. Warrior, Mage, Ranger, Assassin, Priest, Knight, Summoner. Please select your occupation. Xinqing had made a plan before entering the game. He went straight to the stone sculpture representing the Ranger and lit it up. Successful career choice. You are a VIP user of the game cabin, and you have triggered a special reward. Elf Bloodline. Elf Bloodline. Epic. A natural ranger who can gain the favor of the elves. Epic effect. Bestowal of Strength. Gain 10% hit rate, 10% critical strike rate, 10% dodge, and 15% movement speed. The Elven Bloodline is naturally compatible with the Ranger. It is simply a race tailor-made for the Ranger. As expected, just like in the previous life, Xinqing was not surprised at all. The next thing is the most crucial one. Talent. Each character can randomly obtain an ability, and the quality of the ability depends entirely on their luck. Most of them are low-level abilities, such as a crappy talent like reducing damage by 1%. Game cabin users are different. The lowest they can get is high-level abilities, which is one of the benefits of spending money in advance. Congratulations on getting the exclusive treasure chest for the game cabin. Do you want to open it? A golden treasure chest appeared in front of Xinqing, from which he could draw talents. In his previous life, he had drawn a powerful talent, which added 10% of the attack power to attacks with bleeding damage. It could be stacked. He did not know if this would change in this life. This is related to his future in God's way. Open. Congratulations on your God-level ability. Evolution. God-level ability. Evolution. Xinqing was stunned for 3 seconds, and a look of ecstasy appeared on his face. Was he able to escape Africa and enter Europe? Was he lucky enough to be a European refugee for once? God-level ability. In the previous life, he had never heard of anyone getting a God-level ability. He made a fortune. Talent. Evolution. God-level. The treasure dropped when killing monsters will trigger a passive evolution effect, with a 100% chance of increasing the grade of the dropped treasure by 1 level, and a 5% chance of triggering ultimate evolution, increasing the grade of the dropped item by 2 levels. Note: evolution can produce items that exceed the highest grade of the current game. God-level effect. Autonomous evolution. Active effect. 100% chance to upgrade items, props, skills, gems, and other items that can be upgraded by 2 levels. 10% chance to upgrade items, props, skills, gems, and other items by 3 levels. Cooling time. 24 hours. Note: this effect cannot be stacked with the passive evolution effect. The same item or ability can only evolve once. This ability is too terrifying. For example, when killing an ordinary boss, others drop bronze or silver equipment. Xinqing must at least drop silver, royal gold, or even higher grade equipment. If you sell it for money, you will definitely make a fortune. Xinqing quickly realized that this ability represents more than just making money from treasure hunting. It is an all-round crushing of equipment, treasures, and skills. Others are still wearing ordinary equipment, but Xinqing changed into a set of royal gold gear. There is no one who can fight him. The treasures that other players dream of, he can explode at will. He does not know how many people will envy him if word gets out. Evolution can produce items that surpass the highest grade of the current game. For example, mythical equipment is currently the best in the world of Shin2, but with evolution, he can surpass even artifacts. Is there anything more overpowered than this? It is so much stronger than that talent with 10% bleeding damage. He made a fortune. After drawing the exclusive ability treasure chest, there is also a game cabin exclusive royal gold treasure box in front of him, from which he can draw equipment or skills. He opened it decisively. A blue light flickered, and a skill book with an eye logo appeared before his eyes. Weakness detection. Inherited. Discover the target's weakness. Attacking the weak spot will cause 150 to 200% damage. Consumes 20 mana points. Cooldown time is 120 seconds. Common skill for all professions. Good stuff. This skill is very profitable. It is very suitable for rangers. It is practical and even exceeds many epic skills. He learned the skill without hesitation. The appearance has been improved by 20%. Please name your character. Shen just remembered that he had not given his character an ID yet. Drinking an elegy for the morning. This was his ID in his previous life. He started over again in this life. Naming is successful. Welcome to the game. The surrounding scenery was spinning. Shen turned around, and he appeared in the crowded novice village. There were heads everywhere, just like going on a holiday. The chicken in the distance had just refreshed, and at least 20 or 30 people rolled up and beat the monster to death. This chicken had not bloomed its most beautiful moment, and it died just like that. The chicken was so beautiful, it drove people crazy. Haha, I finally made it to the virtual game. In my lifetime. Before my grandfather's grandfather died, he asked me to burn the game for him so that he could satisfy his addiction. I thought there was no hope in this life, and I could only rely on my grandson for the rest of my life. I want to conquer the world. I, Chubatian, am here. What a lunatic. Shen retracted his gaze and looked at his own god-level ability. He still had active god-level evolutions that he hadn't used yet, so he couldn't waste time. What should he evolve? Reading during the Dragon Boat Festival. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP points. Novice Bow normal. Equipment requirements. None. Physical attack, +5. Commoner, normal. Equipment requirements. None. Defense +3. These two pieces of equipment had no potential for evolution. Pass. Next were the two skills that came with the system and belonged to the ranger. Flowing arrow, normal. Shoots a flowing arrow, causing 105% damage to the target. 10% chance of causing bleeding effect, causing 3 damage per second, lasting 5 seconds. The effect cannot be stacked. Mana consumption is 5 points. Cooldown time is 10 seconds. Armor-piercing arrow, normal. Shoots an armor-piercing arrow at the target, causing 10 plus 75% damage and reducing the target's armor by 5 points, lasting for 5 seconds. Mana consumption is 10 points. Cooldown time is 20 seconds. There is also the inherited skill, weakness detection, that he had obtained, so he would evolve this ability. After all, it could be with him for a lifetime. Wait, god-level evolution means that all abilities could be evolved. Could bloodlines also be evolved? Thinking of this, Shen eyes lit up and turned to the elf bloodline. How to evolve? Evolve the elf bloodline. Ding! The evolution ability is activated. Evolution is successful. The spirit bloodline has evolved into the life spirit king bloodline. Shen felt a warm current in his body and looked at his life spirit king bloodline that had just evolved. Life Elf King lineage, God level, unique. The bloodline of the Elf King that controls life, the most noble bloodline of the elves. Possessing unimaginable power, currently extinct and unobtainable. God level effect, grant a strength. Gain 50% hit rate, 50% critical strike rate, 50% attack speed, 50% dodge, and 100% movement speed. God level effect, life force. Increase the upper limit of health by 1,000 points and gain 100 health points each time you upgrade. Restore 3% of lost health points per second. God level effect, arrow of life. Every 3 attacks, an additional arrow with life force will be shot at the target. The arrow of life will cause true damage equivalent to 10% of the target's maximum health. From 10% to 50%, the improvement was too big. Especially the movement speed had become 100%. Now he could definitely run very fast. There was also the effect of life force. Was he going to turn himself into a blood cow ranger? By the way, the current blood volume could be used as a meat shield. There was also an effect of restoring 3% of the lost health per second, so he could save blood bottles in the future. Each upgrade could add 100 health points. That was too powerful. Ordinary people only added 10 points each time they upgraded, which was 10 times the difference. Especially the effect of the arrow of life made Shen eyes light up. Every 3 attacks added 10% of his maximum health as real damage. It was real damage. It was so high that Shenxing now wanted to add points to all his physique. Roll. Elegy for the drunkenness of the morning wine. Level. LV1. Race elf. Occupation. Ranger. Talent. Evolution. God level. Bloodline. Life elf king. God level. Skills. Stray arrows. Armor-piercing arrows. Weakness detection. Inherited level. Attributes. Strength 6. Constitution 5. Agility 9. Spirit 5. Attack 17. Defense 8. HP 1150. Magic points 50. Hit 15. Dodge 15. Critical hit 50%. Attack speed 1.5. Attacks 3 times every 2 seconds. Initial value is 1.0. Movement speed 200. Initial value is 100. Luck 0. Charm 9. Shenxing wanted to take the quest, but seeing the crowds of people blocking the way ahead, he had to give up the idea. Turning his head to look at the leveling area, there were also dense crowds of people. There were too many people, and the monsters were hacked to death as soon as they appeared. There were too many wolves and too little meat. If it was before, he would definitely have to find a way to squeeze in to take on quests or chop a few chickens. But with his current strength, he could definitely challenge higher-level monsters. Shenxing walked all the way and unknowingly came to the wild wolf area. On the way, he met many people who had the same idea as him, but they were killed by wolves before they could run a few steps. There were also a few smarter ones who formed a team to fight monsters together, but they couldn't withstand the attacks of the skirt wolves and turned into white light. You want to challenge a level 3 monster at level 1? You think you're the protagonist. Wild wolf. Level. LV3. Attack. 25. Defense 5. HP. 250. Movement speed. 120. Description. Wolves that travel in the wild are naturally aggressive and like to form groups. It is recommended to form a team to fight. The attack power of ordinary novices is about 15 points, and the blood volume is 150 points, which is naturally far inferior to the level 3 wild wolf. In addition, wolves like to act in groups, which is a nightmare for novices. However, with Shenxing's strength, he could play with the little wolf, especially with his 1,160 blood volume, which was simply a blood cow. He could stand and fight with 3 wild wolves, especially with his 200 movement speed. He could even kite them all to death. However, Shenxing just glanced at the wild wolf a few times and instantly retracted his gaze. His current focus was not on killing monsters. He had more important things to get. Hidden profession. As a local tyrant player, he had spent a lot of money in his previous life to obtain hidden professions. But the number of hidden professions in Shinto was limited, and it was the only profession. Once someone obtained it, others could not get it. This was the most precious thing in Shinto. Although Shenxing did not obtain a hidden profession in his previous life, he had spent a lot of money to obtain information about them. He would spend a lot of money on every known hidden profession to get the way to obtain it. This was meaningless, and others were happy to make a lot of money with the information. Shenxing got nothing in his previous life, but now they had become Shenxing's most precious wealth. A large group of wild wolves rushed towards Shenxing, but he ignored them and rushed straight to the higher-level wild monster area. With his 200 points of movement speed, the wild wolf could not catch up with him and could only follow behind him. Shenxing passed through the level 5 bison area. It was very difficult to upgrade in Shinto. Even though Shenxing entered the game more than a day later than the earliest players, the highest level of players was only level 4. Currently, there were only 5 people leveling up in the bison area, and it seemed that they were still a small team. Look, there is a level 1 novice who dares to run into the high-level wild monster area. Is he looking for death? He's a man. Who cares? The beauty might be able to give him a reminder. The 5 people smiled and didn't take it to heart, because this guy who didn't know how to live or die would soon become a dead man and return to the novice village for free. Even their level 4 would die in the hands of a level 5 bison if they were not careful. Not to mention a level 1 rookie. Shenxing came to a small valley. It was his destination. The valley was full of poisonous snakes, at least hundreds of them. The poisonous snakes coiled up and hissed. Everything seemed real, and anyone who saw so many poisonous snakes would be frightened. A smile appeared on Shenqing's face, because the Snake Valley was hiding what he wanted. A hidden profession that was very suitable for his profession. A colorful poisonous snake felt Shenqing approaching and slowly slithered toward him. The weakness was discovered and thrown over, and Shenqing got the information he wanted. Flower Snake. Level: LV7. Attack Power: 35. Defense: 15. Health: 800 out of 800. Movement Speed: 115. Skills: Snake Venom, Level 1. When attacking, the flower snake has a chance to add poisoning effect to the target, reducing 5 health points per second for 10 seconds. Weakness: white spot on the abdomen. Attacking this position can cause 150 to 200% damage. The venom of venomous snakes was a nightmare for novices. Even if they gathered a team, they were unwilling to come to this ghost place, because it was necessary to equip a qualified MT, plus a grandmother and antidote. The key was the antidote, but the antidote was too expensive for novices. 5 silver coins for a bottle. It was simply burning money. It was not enough to buy blood bottles and blue bottles. How could there be spare money to buy this thing? However, all this was nothing to Shenqing. He was a ranger. Even if he was only at level 1, he could kill it with a kite. Stray arrow. Pull the bow and shoot the arrows. 2 arrows with a perfect parabola, accurately falling on the weak point of the flower snake. 16. 19. This was because of the weak spot damage. Otherwise, it could only break the defense. The flower snake felt the pain and rushed towards Shenqing. Take my life arrow. The 3rd arrow still hit the flower snake's vital point, as usual. 2 damage numbers popped up in a row. 41. 175. The first one was the critical damage. The last one was the extra damage of the arrow of life. And it was real damage. It could have dealt 115 real damage. But because of the weakness damage, the damage was increased by an additional 50%. The flower snake's health bar was instantly reduced by a quarter. A smile appeared on Shenqing's face. Don't forget, this was a level 7 monster. Ordinary level 1 players should run as far as they could when facing the flower snake. They could only barely break the defense and cause single-digit damage. How long would it take to cut down 800 health? Shenqing only needed 3 normal attacks to trigger real damage equivalent to 10% of his upper life limit. He had the capital to kill monsters at level 6. The flower snake felt the pain and suddenly pounced on Shenqing. The movement speed of 115 was a disaster that was difficult for ordinary players to escape. But Shenqing had a movement speed of 200 points, so it could only follow behind and eat dust. Armor-piercing arrow. 23. 21. 41. 41. 460. 4 arrows were shot in succession. Because of the armor-breaking effect, the flower snake's armor was reduced by 5 points, and the damage was extremely high. It also triggered 3 critical hits, especially the last arrow of life. Not only did it add weakness damage, but it also triggered critical damage, hitting a terrifying number. The flower snake's health was instantly at the bottom, and it didn't even have a chance to struggle, dying on the spot. The poor creature didn't even have the qualifications to touch Shenqing and became the first victim. Kill the flower snake and get 58 experience points. Because you get 1.5 times more experience points for killing monsters 5 levels higher. You get 87 experience points. The explosion rate of Shin2 is very low, but it increases greatly after 5 levels. Shenqing didn't expect that the first time he killed a monster, it would result in a big explosion. It seems that today is his lucky day. 5 copper coins plus a pair of gloves. That's right, this is a big explosion in Shin2. Flower snake gloves, grade. Common effect. Defense plus 5 required level. LV5 ding. The evolution effect is activated, and the grade of the dropped items is upgraded. The 5 copper coins that were emitting copper light before changed color and turned into silver coins. The grade of the flower snake gloves also changed. Fine gloves of flower snake grade. Black iron effect. Defense plus 7. Life plus 100 normal attack has a 10% chance to add 5 points of poison damage. Required level. LV5 evolution is indeed useful. Shenqing happily picked up the 5 silver coins. After the exchange system of Shin2 was opened, 1 silver coin could be exchanged for 1 yuan of RMB. 5 silver coins are equivalent to 5 yuan. However, currency exchange will not be opened until a month later. Now the price will be at least 10 times higher. 5 silver coins will cost at least 50 yuan, or even 100 yuan. Originally, it was worth a few cents at most to get 1 yuan. Because of the evolution effect, the currency alone has increased 100 times. What's more, this black iron glove can be sold for at least dozens of silver coins. But he won't sell this thing. Good things should be kept for his own use, especially since it also has 100 points of life added to it, which is particularly precious, equivalent to an additional 10 points of true damage to the arrow of life. Level 5, here I come. Shenqing followed the same method and started hunting snakes again. With his precise archery skills, he lured the monsters one by one. Even if he accidentally attracted too many snakes, he wasn't afraid. It's a great skill for a snake to catch up with him. After killing 4 poisonous snakes in a row, Shenqing's body was shining with golden light and reached level 2. After reaching level 2, he got 5 more free attribute points. Congratulations on reaching level 2. You have 110 health points, 10 mana points, and 5 free attributes. Congratulations on reaching level 3. You have 110 health points, 10 mana points, and 5 free attributes. Congratulations on reaching level 4. You have 110 health points, 10 mana points, and 5 free attributes. Congratulations on reaching level 5. You get 110 health points, 10 mana points, and 5 free attributes. Nearly 1,000 flower snakes in Snake Valley were lured out by Shenqing in the same way, and all of them died tragically. Now only one boss, whose size far exceeds that of ordinary flower snakes, is still alive. Zhou was not in a hurry to kill the boss, but upgraded his weapons first. Because of the higher level monsters, plus the excessive experience rewards, in just half a day, Shenqing's experience points reached the player level of entering the game a day and a half in advance. Nearly 1,000 flower snakes also provided Shenqing with 853 silver coins, plus 7 pieces of equipment. Most of the equipment was unusable, and only 4 pieces were usable. Flower snake venom bow, bronze grade. Attack plus 21. Strength plus 3. Constitution plus 3. Effect: 10% chance to add 5 points of poison damage when attacking normally. Required level: Level 5. Limited profession: Ranger. Excellent snakeskin boots, black iron grade. Defense plus 7. Agility plus 3. Required level: Level 5. Occupational requirements: None. Snake venom ring, black iron grade. Constitution plus 3. Effect: reduce poison damage by 5 points. If the poison damage is less than 5 points, then you will be immune to poison damage. Required level: Level 5. Occupational requirements: None. Flower snake headgear, black iron grade. Attack plus 10. Constitution plus 3. Required level: Level 5. Occupational requirements: None. There are 4 pieces of equipment in total, all of which are currently available to Shenqing. What caught Shenqing's attention the most was the snake venom ring, a small top-grade item that could make him immune to snake venom in the early stages. With this, he no longer had to be afraid of the venom of venomous snakes and could easily kill flower snakes, saving a lot of money on antidotes. Although it was only black iron grade, its value was definitely far greater than that of a bronze-grade longbow. Shenqing threw away the novice bow directly. This piece of equipment could only be exchanged for 1 copper coin in the store, and it wasn't worth it for Uncle Shenqing, who had a huge sum of money, to waste his precious time. After all the equipment was replaced, his combat power soared, especially since the attack power reached 50 points. Bullying the flower snake was no different from bullying a child. Looking at the 20 free attribute points, Shenqing had to go back to the original question, whether to increase agility or increase constitution. In the end, he chose the normal routine. After all, the power-granting effect of the Life Elf King bloodline also allowed Shenqing to obtain plus 50% hit rate, plus 50% critical strike rate, plus 50% attack speed, plus 50% dodge, and plus 100% movement speed. If all points are added to physique, the bonus of these things will be wasted, and adding agility will maximize the benefits. He added points to all agility. After adding all the effects, his hit rate and dodge increased rapidly, both reaching 48 points, and even the movement speed increased by 3 points. Because of the effect of 100% movement speed bonus, it became 6 points. Of course, the most important thing is his own health, which has reached 1780 points, and the arrow of life can reach 178 points of damage. It's your turn to come down. Xinqing looked towards the center of the Snake Valley, where a giant snake, 3 times larger than an ordinary flower snake, was entrenched, and an old man was trapped on the treetop. Kill the boss and get a hidden profession, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Weakness discovered. Flower Snake King boss. Level. LV8 attack power. 58 defense. 23 health. 3000/3000 movement speed. 120 skills. Snake Venom. LV3 when attacking. The Flower Snake King has a 50% chance to poison the target, reducing health by 10 points per second for 10 seconds. Spray Venom. LV2 spray venom in a fan-shaped pattern in the area 5 meters ahead, reducing the health of the poison by 15 points per second for 10 seconds. Weakness. White spot on the abdomen. Attacking this position can cause 150% to 200% damage. The armor is so thick. In the past, Xinqing didn't even have the qualifications to break the defense. Little Snake. Come to my bowl. Armor-piercing arrow. -25. The damage is too weak. For the Flower Snake King with 3,000 points, it is less than 1% of its health. Ordinary players have to take a detour. It is very simple to deal with the boss. You need to prepare at least 5 or more well-equipped professions, and it is best to cooperate well. Otherwise, 3,000 points of blood will definitely make people despair. 33. 58. 356. Weakness damage. The Flower Snake King was angry and pounced towards Xinqing. Haha, you think you can catch up with me? Just eat dust behind me. 33. 33. 712. This time, I was extremely lucky and hit the maximum damage directly. The Flower Snake King had just rushed over, and he had already lost 1/3 of his blood. Anyone who saw Xinqing's damage would be dumbfounded. Now, the damage of ordinary players does not exceed 50 at most, but Xinqing can hit 712 real damage, which is simply terrifying. It was another familiar operation. The Flower Snake King, the boss, didn't even have the chance to touch Xinqing and died on the spot. As the body fell to the ground, countless lights fell on the ground. Big bang. There were at least nearly 100 copper coins scattered on the ground, and 2 or 3 silver coins, followed by 5 pieces of equipment, emitting black and blue lights, which are the lights of black, iron, and bronze. The next moment, the light flashed, and all the lights on the ground changed. The evolution effect was activated. However, the light activated this time seemed different from before. Nearly 100 copper coins turned into golden lights, which belonged to the light of gold coins. Not only gold coins, but even the original black iron and bronze lights turned into silver, white, and golden. Damn, I made a fortune. It must have triggered a 5% chance of secondary evolution. And all items have evolved twice. Congratulations on being the first to kill the boss, getting the first kill in the whole server, and ranking on the Shino honor list. There will be 3 banner announcements on the whole server. Do you want to hide your name? No. Be a low-key person? He has returned in this life, mastered the god-level talent, and is destined to become the protagonist of the god's path. He wants to suppress everyone. This is his era. The strong never disdain to hide their heads and show their tails. As long as he hides his true identity before the game merges with the other world, it will be fine. Ding! Congratulations to the player, Chao Jiawanga, for successfully killing the boss Flower Snake King. This is the first boss to be killed. Special announcement. Ding! Congratulations to the player, Chao Jiawelegy, for receiving the reward of 1,000 points of general reputation and a silver treasure chest. The notice was posted 3 times in a row. 10 people in Novice Village 88472 were beating up a wild bull boss, and the boss only had 1 layer of health left. It's almost there. We will be able to get the first kill in Shinda soon. Glory belongs to us. At this time, the announcement sounded at the right time, and the 10 were completely dumbfounded. How could it be possible? How could anyone in the world be faster than them? The 10 people entered the game first, and there was a big consortium behind them to support them. All the equipment they got was given priority to choose from. Although they were wearing ordinary white equipment, except for jewelry, they were fully equipped which was a luxury for ordinary people. The 10 people joined forces and spent more than an hour to beat the Bison King to only a layer of bloodskin. Unexpectedly, the first kill of the boss was snatched away by others. Find out who Chao Jiawanga is. I want to get all his information. The huge news made them ignore the attacking Buffalo boss. The furious Buffalo King went into a frenzy and sent 10 people back to the city for free. Who is Chao Jiao? Looks so awesome. What kind of monster is the flower snake? It's actually a monster higher than the bison? Oh my god. Where did this animal come from? A silver treasure chest should be able to open silver equipment. So envious. What a great little brother. I just wonder if he is handsome or not. For a while, Chao Jiao became the subject of everyone's discussion and the center of speech. Xinqing did not care about the impact of the announcement to the whole world, and happily picked up all the gold coins, which added up to a total of 87 gold coins. This is a huge sum of money, which can be sold for at least hundreds of thousands of RMB, and there is no market for it. 3 of them are actually crystal-colored. What? Is there a currency unit in Shinto that is higher than gold coins? I have never heard of it before. Crystal coin, a rare currency that is now extinct. You can use crystal coins to buy special and unknown items from NPCs. Giving crystal coins to NPCs can also gain the NPC's favor. This is a higher level currency than gold coins, and it is also a rare item. You can imagine the value it represents. As for the NPC's special store, it remains to be verified. I think the things that can be exchanged will not be too bad. Next is the moment to witness the miracle. Xinqing picked up 5 pieces of equipment on the ground. 3 pieces of royal gold equipment. 2 pieces of silver equipment. Silver snake, royal gold grade. One-handed sword. Attack plus 48. Strength plus 7. Agility plus 5. Special effect, snake kiss. Consumes 20 energy points. Causes 75% attack damage to the target. Comes with snake venom damage equal to the attack power. The damage is dealt in the poisoned state within 5 seconds. Cooling time, 60 seconds. Required level, level 7. Occupational requirements, warrior, assassin. Description, a rare treasure made from the fangs of a silver snake. Be careful of its blade tip. It can be fatal. What a good thing. Xinqing's eyes lit up. Not only is the attack power powerful, but the additional special effects are also awesome. The attack itself, plus the damage from the snake venom, can cause 150% damage. Especially now that players generally have no poison resistance. This means that the amount of blood dropped in the poisoned state is comparable to real damage. A very awesome piece of equipment, but it's a pity that it's not a bow and arrow. Xinqing reluctantly retracted his gaze and turned to the second piece of royal gold equipment. Green scale armor, imperial gold grade. Defense plus 25. HP plus 200. Constitution plus 10. Special effect, scale shield. Gain an additional 300 HP limit at the start of battle. The additional HP shield disappears when receiving damage. Cooldown time, 300 seconds. Required level, level 10. Holy shit. Are you sure this isn't an epic piece of equipment? Too powerful. A level 10 piece of equipment adds 500 health points, 25 constitution points, and 25 defense points. 10 constitution points can also be turned into 100 health points. That is to say, this piece of equipment provides Xinqing with a total of 600 health points, plus 35 defense points. The additional 300 health points can only resist damage once, but it will recover again in 300 seconds. Very practical. Xinqing wouldn't be surprised even if it appeared on a higher level piece of equipment. Of course, the extra 300 health points cap is not just as simple as increasing 300 health points for Xinqing. It is equivalent to increasing 30 points of true damage. After seeing the powerful attributes of the Qinglin armor, Xinqing is full of expectations for the next equipment. Black Snake Belt, Imperial Gold Grade. Defense plus 23. Life plus 200. Constitution plus 7. Strength plus 8. Required level, level 8. Occupational requirements, none. Description, a belt made of black snake skin. Excellent quality. Every time a black snake belt is born, hundreds or thousands of black snakes die. Although this equipment is lower than my expectations, it is still a good royal gold equipment. Next are the 2 silver equipment I got. Black Rock Shield, silver grade. One-handed shield. Defense plus 20. HP plus 150. Constitution plus 5. Strength plus 3. Required level, level 8. Occupational requirements. Knight, warrior. Description: a knight's shield made in Blackrock City. Of excellent quality. A top choice for prospective knights. Green fire staff, silver grade. One-handed staff. Magic attack, plus 56. Spirit plus 8. Special effect: fireball level plus 1. Required level, level 8. Occupational requirements. Mage, summoner. Description: be careful with the green fire staff. Its original owner once used fireball to burn 1,328 monkeys because of a monkey stealing peaches. His nickname was Monkey Trap. In addition, there is a skill book. Skill books are great. Early equipment is easily eliminated, but skills can grow with the player and be used for a long time. The premise is that they are not crappy skills. A good skill can be easily sold at a sky-high price, especially when novices lack skills. This skill book actually emits an orange light. Xinxing picked up the skill book and took a look, and a look of ecstasy appeared on his face. I'm rich. This should have been a heritage-level skill. But because of 2 consecutive upgrades, it has evolved into a legendary skill. 7-star continuous arrows, legendary grade. Consumes 50 mana points. Shoots 7 arrows at the target in succession. Causes 20 plus 20%, 20 plus 25%, 20 plus 30%, 30 plus 35%, 30 plus 40%, 30 plus 45%, 40 plus 50% attack damage. Can add attack special effects. Cooling time 60 seconds. Required level, level 10. Required profession, ranger. Shooting 7 arrows in a row at the target can cause up to 245% damage and add 190 points of damage. However, the damage is not calculated in this way. If the previous attack hits a boss like the Flower Snake King, the low damage can only barely break the defense. If you encounter a monster with higher defense, you can only force 1 point of damage. It is definitely useful against monsters with low defense. This is still a level 1 skill. The higher the level, the more powerful this legendary skill will become. 7-star continuous arrows are a magical skill for Xinxing now, because it is a perfect match with the arrow of life. The 7-star chain arrow means that 7 arrows can be shot, and 2 additional arrows of life will be added. If he waits until he reaches level 10 to learn this skill, he can change his equipment. If he encounters the Flower Snake King again, a 7-star arrow will hit him. If he is lucky enough to trigger a critical hit, he will be killed instantly. I need to upgrade to level 10. As long as I upgrade to level 10, it will be a qualitative change. In addition, I have a silver treasure chest rewarded by the system. Congratulations on opening the silver treasure and getting 100 silver coins and a power ring. Strength ring, silver grade. Attack plus 10. Strength plus 10. Required level, level 5. Occupational requirements. None. Description: this is a ring with additional strength, through which you can gain powerful strength. It actually opened an ornament. The number of ornaments is rare, and the explosion rate is extremely low. In the early stage, a silver treasure can actually open a silver level ring, level 5 equipment plus 10 points of strength, which is very practical. This should be one of the most valuable things in the silver treasure. It is enough for me to use for a long time. Xinxing picked up all the things dropped by the Flower Snake King and came to the tree impatiently, waving to the old man above. You are free. The old man was surprised and happy to see Xinxing and jumped down from the tree swiftly. Young man, I am really grateful. I will remember your kindness. Goodbye. The old man waved to Xinxing and turned to leave. If someone didn't know, they would definitely not care. Xinxing knew that this old man was related to a hidden profession. Hidden professions are not so easy to obtain, otherwise, they would not be called hidden professions. If you don't understand the triggering method, opportunities can easily slip away from you. The guy who got the hidden profession in the previous life was dissatisfied with saving the old man, but got no reward, so he ran away in anger, thus triggering the hidden task. Xinxing has a series of processes for triggering tasks in his hands, and everything is under control. The NPC of Xintu is very human, not much different from humans, and you can't get rewards just by being nice to him. Sometimes doing the opposite will have unexpected gains. Old man, is this how you behave? Didn't your mother teach you that you should repay someone who saved your life with gratitude? This sentence has never appeared in my dictionary. Don't block my way, the old man said and left. I remember you have a granddaughter. What on earth are you planning? The old man got angry when he heard this. To deal with such a disrespectful person, you should do the opposite. I just want to get my own rewards. You. The old man was about to start cursing when he suddenly thought of something and said, Okay, I'll give you a reward. Ding. Congratulations on triggering the hidden mission. 1,000 snake gallbladder. Task requirements. The old man hates poisonous snakes. If you hunt 1,000 snake gallbladders and give them to the old man, he will give you a mysterious reward. Do you want to accept the task? When ordinary people hear about hidden tasks and mysterious rewards, 9 out of 10 will be eager to take on the task, for fear that it will be snatched away by others. Only Shen was an exception. He looked at the old man coldly and rejected the task unceremoniously. Mysterious reward. This task is a trap. When you accept this task and happily find the old man to hand over the task, do you know what the reward is? A silver coin plus an extra 100 experience points. That's right, the reward for this task is so deceptive. This was the information that Shun Qing spent a lot of money to get from the previous hidden professional in his previous life. Whenever he thought of the other party mentioning the old man, he would grit his teeth. Don't believe this guy's lies. What a painful realization. Change the task. Don't try to trick me. Shen Qing looked as if he had seen through your plot. This time it was the old man who was unhappy. He never expected that his previously tried and tested method would fail. Ding! Congratulations on triggering the hidden mission. Ear of the White Wolf King. Mission requirements. The White Wolf King of the Novice Village once destroyed the vegetable garden outside the old man's house. The old man has always been resentful and has been unable to retaliate. Can you solve this worry for him? After completing the mission, you will get a mysterious reward. Ding! This mission can only be completed alone. The mission is difficult. The White Wolf King is a level 10 bronze boss. I refuse. Shen Qing refused without saying a word, because he already knew the reward for this task, a white level 10 gauntlet. The process described by the guy who obtained the hidden profession was still vivid in his mind. Once you leave the Novice Village, you can't return. In order to hunt the White Wolf King, he fell behind the ordinary players by a large level. He finally collected a lot of equipment and a treasure to fight the White Wolf King, but the reward he got almost made him vomit blood. A white gauntlet. Who can stand it? There's an old man in every Novice Village, and every player who has come into contact with the old man will be cheated to vomit blood. Only the guy he came into contact with insisted on completing the cheating task to the end and received a generous reward. As long as the task is completed, other people will no longer be able to obtain the hidden profession in this way, and will only be cheated to death by the old man. Shen Qing still remembers that on the forum in his previous life, every player who was cheated by him would list the evil deeds of the old man, and the crimes he committed were too numerous to list. Forget it. I don't want your hidden mission anymore. I think your granddaughter is still the cutest. You have gained a relative for nothing. You will definitely make money. Shen Qing strode forward, and the direction he walked was exactly the direction of the old man's house. The usually calm old man was furious. He had been wandering in the martial arts world for so many years, and he had never met such a powerful master, and he didn't even fall for it. This guy is not a good person. How about this? I still have a weapon from my old days. I can give it to you as a reward. Ding! You saved the old man and got the reward, the Black Crescent knife. Black Crescent blade, bronze, 2-handed blade attack, plus 27 strength, plus 4 required level LV5 occupational requirements. Warrior, it may be a good thing for others, but it is just a piece of crappy equipment for Shen Qing. This thing is sold for hundreds of yuan, or even thousands of yuan. But is Shen Qing a person who is short of money? All he wants is a hidden profession. The price of a hidden profession is at least millions of times that of this bronzeware. He will not do such a thing as throwing away a watermelon to pick up sesame seeds. Although Shen Qing said so, he still put the treasure away. Consider this treasure as your reward for wasting my time. Okay, I should mention what I want to be paid. What I want is the hidden profession in your hand. Phantom Hunter. Phantom Hunter? This is impossible. Wait, how do you know I have the Phantom Hunter? The old man looked at Shen Qing in shock. The Phantom Hunter was a secret he had been hiding, not even from his closest relatives. How did this brat know that? Shen-Qing did not answer, but smiled mysteriously. There were too many unknowns in the divine path, and Shen-Qing was unwilling to reveal, even to an NPC. He needed to keep the matter of his rebirth to himself, and he was unwilling to tell even his own sister. Every time one more person knew about it, it meant a greater possibility of the matter being leaked. He believed that his sister would not tell anyone else, but there were too many ways in this world to get secrets from a person. If it was leaked inadvertently, it would definitely cause a huge disaster. All you have to do is hand over the Phantom Hunter to me. You brat, don't even think about it. The old man's face turned serious, and his voice became cold. I will never hand over the Phantom Hunter to you, unless I become your grandson-in-law. Shen-Qing added with a smile. The old man was almost furious and stared at Shen-Qing with a bad look. Boy, you are really planning to take advantage of my granddaughter. She is only 7 years old. You are such a fool. Shen-Qing smiled evilly. Lolita is so good. I don't mind. In order to let the old man give up the Phantom Hunter, he deliberately added, if you don't agree to me, I will go to your door every day. She should like to eat lollipops, or I, as an uncle, brother, can take her to see the goldfish. Every word of Shen-Qing seemed to stab the old man in the heart. You bastard. The old man's expression twitched, and after a long time, he gritted his teeth and said, Boy, you are so cruel. I promise you. Shen-Qing smiled. He finally succeeded. This trick really works. I can promise you, but, damn, it's the last thing I want to hear. There is no free lunch in the world. I have already repaid you for saving my life. If you want to get the hidden profession, you must agree to one condition. Ding! Congratulations on triggering the hidden mission, Shadow Hunter Trial. Mission requirements. You must complete the trial given to you by the Ancient Head. If you fail the trial, you will completely lose the chance to become a Shadow Hunter. Note, this trial has only one chance. If you fail, you will not be able to retake the test. Additional conditions for the mission. You must not harass the old man's granddaughter. Otherwise, the mission will fail. Do you accept the mission? Am I such a person? I am a pure, kind, loving billionaire. How can I be a weird uncle? Accept it. With my current strength, I can walk around the novice village. Even if I encounter a boss of more than 10 levels, I am not afraid at all. As long as I run fast enough, death can't catch up with me. Very good. When the old man heard Shen-Qing's agreement, a malicious smile appeared on his face. You still have time now. Otherwise, you will never have the chance to regret it. A light door appeared in front of him. The inside was dark, as if it led to another world. Shadow Hunter Trial Door. A one-time item that allows you to take the Shadow Hunter Trial. Current difficulty. Normal. There is no word fear in my dictionary. Shen-Qing is reborn and will stand on the top of the world. He has 2 god-level abilities and the best equipment at the same level. If he can't pass the test, who else in the world can pass it? Wait a minute. I'll go back to the village to buy some medicine. Don't be afraid of potions that restore health. You can restore 3% of lost health per second, so you don't need to take drugs. He has a lot of blood, and the knights of the same level don't even have 1/3 of his blood. You need to prepare more potions to restore magic power, because you only have 90 points of magic power, and it will be gone after a few skills. The old man grinned. It's too late. The trial portal will only exist for 10 seconds. It will be too late if you don't go in. Shen-Qing glared at the old man hatefully and thought about it. Except for the weakness detection, other skills are useless and can be completely ignored. The only blue consuming 7-star link arrows requires level 10 to learn, and the calcium in the blue bottle will not be used for a while. I will definitely get the Shadow Hunter. Shen-Qing strode in. No, you won't. The old man smiled sinisterly, and the moment Shen-Qing stepped into the trial portal, the color of the Shadow Hunter trial gate changed from the original colorless to a dark rainbow color. Shadow Hunter Trial Door, a one-time item. Through this space, you can take the Shadow Hunter Trial. Current difficulty, Nightmare level. Note, this trial is extremely dangerous, but if you pass it, you will also get rewards far beyond the past. It was too late for Shen-Qing to find out what the old man was up to. He had already stepped halfway inside, and a powerful breath force had already sucked Shen-Qing in. Old man, just wait for me. How dare you trick me? Shen-Qing, Swear I will not be a human being if I don't harm your granddaughter. Shinshing took a deep breath and turned his gaze to the Shadow Hunter trial space. Now that he has come in, it is not his style to give up without trying. He is a man who wants to stand on the top of the world. How can he back down because of a hell-level trial? The whole space is dark and gloomy, and objects will become blurry once they are more than 10 meters away. Isn't this a scam? Especially for the ranger. Losing the distance and being entangled by the monster is simply fatal. After walking a few steps, he heard a rustling sound in the distance, and insects rushed here quickly. Sandworm, Elite, Level, LV5 Attack, 45 Defense, 30 HP, 2000/2000 Movement Speed, 115 Enhanced HP LV1, HP plus 1000 points. Enhanced Speed LV1, Movement Speed plus 20 points. Skills, Sand Spitting, LV1 sprays sand from the mouth parts to attack the target, causing 60 points of damage, with a 20% chance to blind the target for 5 seconds. Weakness, Forehead or Eyes. Attacking this position can cause 150% to 200% damage. It is worthy of being an elite monster. Its attributes are even stronger than those of a level 7 flower snake, and its attributes in all aspects are overwhelming, especially its health, which has reached 2,000 points. The most disgusting thing is the sand spitting effect of the ground sandworm, and there's a chance to add a 5-second blinding effect. Blinding can be said to be the negative effect that the ranger is most reluctant to encounter. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Brother, you don't have to be so enthusiastic when you just meet, right? Using skills to greet at the beginning? It's rude not to reciprocate. Shinshing only dodged 2 sandblasts, but was still hit by 3 sandblasts, which only reduced the damage by 54 points. From this, we can see the benefits of Shinshing's excellent equipment. Of course, the most important thing is that he has a lot of blood. Fortunately, the blinding effect was not triggered. 50, 130, 90, minus 712. Come again. 90, 290, 90, 356. 6 arrows in a row triggered 2 arrows of life, interrupting the earth sandworm's health by more than 1,800. It only had a layer of blood skin left, and the last 2 arrows finally ended its life. The other 4 earth sandworms had already rushed over. Shinshing, who was about to dodge, saw the 4 damages coming out of his head, which were nothing. What's there to be afraid of? Just stand and shoot. Shinshing squatted down and almost pointed the bow and arrow at the head of the ground sandworm. In the end, Shinshing spent less than 1/10 of his blood and sent the remaining 4 ground sandworms into the sky. Of course, the lost blood volume was restored within a few dozen steps. Hey, it seems that I could be a meat shield archer, pointing the bow and arrow at the monster's forehead, and the hit rate is 100%. A poor bastard. There were only a dozen silver coins left on the ground, and no equipment. This was the result of evolution. Seeing the copper coins on the ground evolve into silver coins, Shinshing thought of an equipment. Greedy Necklace. This equipment has average attributes, but one effect is very practical. Every time a monster is killed, 1 to 5 copper coins will be randomly dropped. This was a gold-making artifact in the previous life, especially the favorite equipment of civilian players. A silver necklace that was sold for hundreds of gold coins. It is said that the equipment has never depreciated. Of course, isn't this equipment the most suitable for me? Every time the dropped items evolve, wouldn't it be possible to drop 1 to 5 silver coins each time? Apart from anything else, killing thousands of monsters a day is normal for Shinshing. Calculated based on the average of 2.5 each time, it is equivalent to 2,500 silver coins and 25 gold coins. What if the greedy necklace evolves autonomously? Will the value increase by 100 times, or even 10,000 times? At the current exchange rate, it is equivalent to earning an extra 3 to 300 million RMB every day. After leaving here, he will get the greedy necklace. Shinshing continued to move forward and successively killed more than 30 elite sandworms. The ground shook slightly, and a huge sandworm appeared in front of him. Earth Sandworm, Bronze Boss, Level, LV7 Attack Power, 85 Defense, 80 HP, 6,000/6,000 Movement Speed, 95 Skills, sand spitting, LV4 spray gravel from the mouthparts to attack the target, causing 150 damage, with a 35% chance to blind the target for 5 seconds. Burrowing underground. LV1 when HP is less than 50% and 20%, the Earth sandworm burrows into the ground, recovers 1000 HP, and is immune to damage except continuous damage. When breaking out of ground, it has an additional knockback effect, knocking back targets within a 5-meter area and adding 100 damage. Weakness. Forehead or eyes. Attacking this position can cause 150% to 200% damage. Is this the goal of the trial assessment? Although it is much stronger than the Flower Snake King, for Xinqing, its strength can only be considered average. Why don't you feel any pressure at all? Keep standing and shoving. 1. Mandatory damage 40, 356. The real damage is still stable. No matter how thick your armor is, the damage is still the same. The sandworm boss is different from ordinary sandworms. It spits sand as soon as it comes. Minus 118. Plus 3. Plus 3. 40. 80. 712. The sandworm was hit twice by Xinqing and lost more than 1,300 HP, nearly 20% of its HP. 6 arrows in a row killed a bronze boss with more than 1,300 HP, which was simply unbelievable. At this time, the sandworm rushed to Xinqing and attacked belatedly. Minus 53. Plus 5. Plus 5. Xinqing was too lazy to dodge, and he shot 2 more arrows at the head of the ground sandworm. Xinqing's health dropped slowly, but the ground sandworm's health dropped below 50% after being hit by 7 arrows, and it was so scared that it had already fled underground. If the ground sandworm could talk, it would definitely say, "Brother, it's time to eat. I personally made you a porridge with preserved egg and lean meat. Do you want to try it? Why are you still playing games?" Xinqing had just beaten the sandworm boss to its second underground escape, and the game prompted someone outside to call. "Ding, do you want to leave the game?" "Of course, I will leave. My sister is my only family. Of course, it is more important to accompany my sister. I can play the game later. You are not allowed to leave this trial midway. Otherwise, you will be permanently out of the dungeon. You will lose the qualification to obtain the Phantom Hunter. Isn't this a pitfall?" Xinqing was full of resentment and could only speed up the speed of killing monsters. "Are you playing games?" "Very busy." Xinqing connected the intercom outside and said to Xin Xiaotong, "You are still injured, brother? You are still a patient. How can you play games for a long time?" "I just asked the nurse. You have been playing for more than 8 hours." Xin Xiaotong was very angry. When did her brother become so ignorant? The path of gods is indeed very fun. Didn't she think of her brother first, gave up the game, and came to the hospital to take care of him? Is this still her brother who acts steadily and takes care of her in everything? Why did everything turn out the other way around after the car accident? However, thinking of the blow her brother had just experienced, Xin Xiaotong could only whisper in a soft voice, "Brother, don't play games for now. Isn't your sister pretty? Don't you even have the qualifications to let you out of the game cabin?" This is a life-threatening question. In the past, Xinqing would have run out to comfort his sister. This sister has been spoiled by herself. No matter what she wants, she, as a brother, will buy it for her. She is simply spoiling her to the sky. The current Phantom Hunter is a hidden profession, which is related to her destiny in the path of gods, and she must not fail. "Xiaotong, I'm in a special space now and can't come. I'll come out to accompany you after I'm done." Xin Xiaotong could only nod and wait quietly. As soon as the ground sandworm appeared, Xinqing left the ground sandworm's attack range. "You wasted my sister, and I'll beat the shit out of you." Xinqing went into a violent state, and every arrow he shot was extremely accurate, coupled with the terrifying shooting speed of 3 arrows every 2 seconds. The sandworm that had just emerged was almost pierced into a hedgehog. The sandworm died on the spot. Was this sandworm a poor ghost in his previous life? Xinqing looked at the equipment dropped on the ground with a dissatisfied look on his face. This boss is stronger than the Flower Snake King, and the items dropped are a level lower in both quantity and quality. 3 gold coins, 55 silver coins. In addition, there are 3 pieces of equipment emitting silver-white light. Poison dagger, silver, type, One-handed dagger attack, plus 50 agility, plus 8 effect. 20% chance to add poison damage when attacking normally, reducing damage by 3 points per second for 5 seconds. This effect can be stacked. Required level. LV8 limited occupation. Assassin description. The stupid assassin who used this dagger cut his finger during the poisoning process and poisoned himself to death. Please use with caution. Royal Sand Helmet, Silver, Type. Helmet attack plus 18 Constitution plus 8 life, plus 150 required level. LV8 occupational requirements. None. Description. A helmet used by the commander of Royal Sand City. Wearing can provide solid defense. Because his wife was cheated on, he threw this helmet away. Wolf Tooth Sword, Silver. Type. Two-handed heavy sword. Attack plus 60. Strength plus 10. Effect. 5% chance to add crushing effect when attacking the target, causing 150% damage. For targets with weaker strength than itself, the chance increases to 10%. Required level. Level 8. Occupational requirements. Warrior Knight. Description. Each of the Langya Mountain swords is a fine product. Please cherish this, warriors. The Wolf Tooth Sword is pretty good. I can't use it myself, but I should be able to sell it for a lot of money. When all players reach level 8, it's time to maximize profits. There was no skill book exploded. What a loser. However, this is the real explosion rate of Shin 2, the reward for killing boss. Already reached level 6. According to international practice, continue to add 5 points of agility. Hey, the trial is not over yet. Shen Qing continued to walk forward, and the ground shook slightly. A boss that was 3 times bigger than the Sandworm King appeared. Underground King. Royal Gold Boss. Level 10. Attack power, 158. Defense, 208. HP, 30,000 out of 30,000. Movement speed, 115. Talent, Vajra Armor. Gain 100 points of armor. Skills, Sandstorm, level 1. Creates a sandstorm with a range of 30 by 30, causing 200 points of damage to all targets in the area, with a 50% chance of blinding the target for 5 seconds. Burrowing, level 2. When the HP is less than 50% and 20%, the sandworm burrows into the ground, recovers 5,000 HP, and is immune to damage except continuous damage. When breaking out of the ground, it has an additional knockback effect, knocking back targets within a 5-meter area and adding 100 points of damage. Sulfuric Acid, level 3. Spits sulfuric acid, causing 300 points of damage to the target and reducing the target's armor by 50 points. If the target's armor is lower than this number, it will reduce 20 points of damage per second for 10 seconds. Summon Worm Skirt, level 1. When HP is below 30%, summon 30 elite sandworms and 1 sandworm king. Weakness, forehead or eyes. Attacking this position can cause 150 to 200% damage. Holy crap, are you really serious? This is the Royal Gold Boss. How could there be such a powerful monster in a novice village? As someone who had experienced God's path, Shinxing knew most of the information about the novice village. The highest level boss in the novice village was bronze level, which was the White Wolf King that the old man was going to pit himself against, a level 10 bronze boss. The higher the boss grade, the more terrifying its strength. The silver level boss is no longer something that a novice can deal with at this stage, even if hundreds or even thousands of well-equipped level 10 players gather together. When it comes to the Royal Gold Boss, the attributes are even more terrifying. Not to mention anything else, the Underground King has 208 points of armor alone. When a novice reaches level 10 and changes into well-equipped gear, the highest attack is only 150 points. Of course, this is when wearing a set of bronze equipment. 150 points are not even qualified to break the boss's defense, and can only cause forced 1 point of damage. What's more, the Underground King also has a powerful AoE skill. A sandstorm blows by. 200 points of damage plus 50% blinding effect, and most of the blood of the squishy players is gone. Only magic professions can deal high damage, but no one can attract hatred. The sulfuric acid of the Underground King kills a kid in 1 bite. Few squishy professions can withstand 300 points of damage. If the armor is less than 50 points, 200 points of damage will be added, reaching an astonishing 500 points of damage, which is definitely a nightmare for squishy players. In addition, The Underground King can also summon his minions. 30 elite sandworms and a bronze boss sandworm king, which can definitely disgust others to death. Before, Shunqing thought that the nightmare level trial was not difficult and very easy. After seeing the terrifying attributes of the Underground King, he didn't think so at all. If an ordinary player was pitted by the old man like this, who could withstand it? 100% dead, and lost the hidden profession of Phantom Hunter forever. With such a great hatred, he would definitely hate the old man to the bone. However, Shunqing was excited. High risk means high reward. A Royal Gold boss means that the Royal Gold equipment it drops will be Diamond level equipment after evolution. In the past, the best a novice at level 10 could get was a silver treasure chest by sheer luck, and a silver level treasure would be opened. But Shunqing had the opportunity to get Diamond level equipment. No matter how thick your armor is, can it withstand the real damage? Real damage is Shunqing's trump card for daring to challenge the Underground King. Swish, swish, swish. 3 arrows were shot out in succession, with an additional life arrow. 1, 1, 1. 356. Normal attacks were all force damage, which made Shunqing speechless. However, 208 points of armor is a natural barrier for ordinary players, and even Shunqing could not break the defense. After all, Shunqing's level has just been upgraded to level 6, and there is a gap of 4 levels with the Underground King. If he changes to the silver equipment and royal gold equipment he got before, the weak point damage will be qualified to break the defense. 356 points of damage is equivalent to 1% of the boss's health. Roar. The Underground King felt pain and rushed towards Shunqing fiercely, and a mouthful of sulfuric acid came out. Shunqing no longer pretended to be a 13-man boss, mainly because he could not bear the damage of this boss. There is no blood bottle on him, and continuing to wave will only capsize. I dodge. While dodging, an arrow hit the Underground King's forehead, leaving a -1 on it. This tickling attack seemed to anger the Underground King. The scales on his body stood up, and the next moment, countless ground sands gushed out, forming a huge black sandstorm that instantly submerged Shunqing. No way. Don't other bosses like to greet with normal attacks first, and then use skills? Why are the monsters in the trial space so enthusiastic? They greet with big moves at the beginning. Too enthusiastic. Mississippi, the Underground King, rushed towards Shunqing suddenly. It was hidden in the black sand and suddenly attacked. Coupled with the blocked line of sight, it was hard to defend against. The huge forehead hit Shunqing. Mississippi this time, it was Shunqing who was confused. And the many times he fought monsters before, Miss only appeared a few times. Shunqing always thought that his dodge was fake. As a result, when facing the Underground King, the dodge effect began to work. Whether it was skills or the Underground King's furious attacks, they were all gorgeous misses. If the Underground King was a player, he would be angry to death. Now, it's my turn to perform. 1, 1, 1, 712, 1, 1, 1, 534. The Underground King's health was steadily decreasing. After casting skills one after another, the Underground King showed his stubbornness in front of Shunqing. He hit again. He attacked 7 times in a row and hit the wall 4 times, leaving a hole on it. 3 attacks fell on Shunqing, and 3 gorgeous misses, but Shunqing was not hurt once. Shunqing seized the opportunity and came to the Underground King's crotch to output crazily. In addition to a long string of gorgeous -1 force damage, the rest was all real damage. Every time Shunqing saw real damage coming out of the Underground King, he would feel sincerely happy. It was because of the real damage that Shunqing had the possibility to fight the Underground King alone. The Underground King's health was steadily decreasing. Unknowingly, the two had been fighting for 15 minutes. After the Underground King escaped underground once, Shunqing beat him to only 30% of his health. The Underground King roared to the sky. The next moment, 30 ground sandworms appeared around it, and there was also a ground sandworm king. Summon the worm skirt. Have fun reading on May Day. Top up 100 and get 500 VIP points. 30 elite earth sandworms, a bronze boss, the earth sandworm king, and the Underground King. This is when the monsters are the most terrifying, and also when the damage is the heaviest. Xinqing has to face the attack of 32 monsters at the same time. If he can't withstand the damage from the monsters, the trial will end in failure. Xinqing was not panicked at all. What should he do when facing a large number of monsters? Block the monsters. This is a must-learn method for rangers. The ones with the highest damage are naturally the Underground King and the Earth Sandworm King. Xinqing ran to the area with more elite Earth Sandworms, with his back against the wall, and would only face the attack of 3 elite Earth Sandworms at the same time at most. Mississippi -13. The damage has been reduced to the lowest point. As for the Earth Sandworm King and the Underground King, they could only stand in the back and worry. They couldn't reach it. The powerful means of the Underground King made him helpless. Xinqing did not attack the Underground King, but started to deal with the Earth Sandworm King with arrows one after another. In just less than 3 minutes, the Earth Sandworm King died, leaving behind 3 silver equipment. As poor as ever. Xinqing couldn't help but sigh. If other people heard Xinqing call silver equipment poor, I don't know how many people would be so angry that they would vomit blood. Ordinary players don't even have a set of white equipment now, and Xinqing has called silver equipment poor. Are we really playing a game? 30 elite Earth Sandworms also follow the footsteps of the Earth Sandworm King. There are only a few hundred silver coins, which is really a waste of the name of elite monsters. Xinqing picked up all the things dropped by the monsters while missing his head. If you don't pick up the equipment in time, it will disappear after an hour. Equipment and silver coins are only considered money when you get them. It's your turn next. Xinqing attacked the Underground King frantically. After a while, the Underground King's health dropped below 20%, and then it went underground again. When it emerged, its health had risen by 5,000 points. Wait a minute. I seem to have just forgotten something very important. Xinqing did not attack, but kept dodging the Underground King's attacks, witnessing its health rising little by little, all the way to 31%. Now, Xinqing fired 3 consecutive arrows, and the true damage once again caused the Underground King to drop to the 30% mark. The Underground King roared to the sky. In a moment, 30 elite ground sandworms and a ground sandworm king appeared around it. The ground king summoned monsters again. That's right. Xinqing was waiting for this moment. He could easily get rid of the monsters, but if he left here, where would he go to find so many bronze bosses and elite monsters? The experience value of elite monsters is 3 times that of ordinary monsters, and bronze bosses are at least 30 times more. Not to mention, they also have a good explosion rate, far exceeding that of ordinary monsters. Although the explosion rate of the ground sandworm king is a bit pitfall, it is still better than that of ordinary monsters. The thing is more than 100 times stronger. Killing ordinary flower snakes, nearly 1,000 flower snakes only dropped 8 or 9 pieces of equipment, and all of them are black iron quality, the result of evolution. In the same amount of time, he can kill the Earth Sandworm King and the elite Earth Sandworm more than 10 times, and the benefits obtained will be increased by 1,000 times. As an excellent manager, Xinqing has a keen business sense and can discover the maximum value of the goods. Since he has the ability to easily challenge the Underground King, he naturally wants to maximize its benefits. The Underground King's summoning worm skirt is Xinqing's way to maximize his benefits. Ordinary people would never do this. Not to mention facing the bronze boss Black Sandworm King and the royal gold boss Underground Worm King at the same time. There are also 30 elite monsters. The risk is very high, and you will be eliminated on the spot if you're not careful. Compared with hidden professions, the bronze equipment obtained by killing the Black Sandworm King is not worth their risk. Xinqing is different. The evolution effect can increase his benefits by dozens or hundreds of times. The powerful dodge ability and blood recovery ability make him not worry about being killed by the Underground King. So he has the capital to play like this. You are here, little brother. Xinqing dodged the attack of the elite ground sandworms and greeted the ground sandworm king cordially, of course, with arrows. Another 3 minutes passed, and the bronze boss ground sandworm king died. 7 minutes later, all the elite ground sandworms were killed. The same violent rate as before. Xinqing played hide-and-seek with the ground king for another 3 minutes before starting to attack. Since the battle, Xinqing has been collecting data on the ground king. According to his analysis, the ground king's summoning worm skirt is triggered once every 10 minutes at most. Sure enough, when the Underground King's HP was reduced to 30% again, he did the same thing as before, summoning the insect skirt again. Not bad. Not bad. Shen was not afraid at all, repeating the same routine. After killing this wave of monsters, the golden light of the upgrade lit up on Shen. Upgraded. So cool. A paradise for killing monsters and getting equipment. Shen didn't want to leave at all, and even forgot the original intention of entering the trial this time, and immersed himself in killing monsters. Every time a wave of monsters appeared, they were all killed, and time passed by. Congratulations on reaching level 7. You have 110 health points, 10 mana points, and 5 free attributes. Congratulations on reaching level 8. You have 110 health points, 10 mana points, and 5 free attributes. Congratulations on reaching level 9. You have 110 health points, 10 mana points, and 5 free attributes. Shen couldn't remember how many times he had killed the bronze boss Sandworm King. This was the first time in Shen's life that he was troubled by having too much equipment. The game is very user-friendly. Novices have a large backpack with 100 slots. At this moment, all the 100 slots are occupied by equipment. Even the materials Shen picked up before were thrown away to make room for the equipment. Why is the backpack so small? I can still play for another 3 days and 3 nights. Shen was very sad. He didn't want to watch the equipment fall, and he couldn't pick it up. Maybe he could throw away the worthless silver equipment. The most worthless silver equipment is also at the artifact level for ordinary players. Each piece can be easily sold for tens of thousands of RMB, or even hundreds of thousands of RMB. If this level of equipment is thrown away, I don't know how many ordinary players will be heartbroken. How long can one piece of equipment buy them instant noodles? At this moment, Shen's equipment has also been completely renewed. Armor-piercing bow. Silver. Type. One-handed bow. Attack. +50. Strength. +7. Agility. +7. Effect. Each attack reduces the target's armor by 5 points, stacking up to 5 times. Required level. Level 8. Limited profession. Ranger. Description. The armor-piercing bow has an excellent armor-piercing effect. It can reduce the armor of low-armor targets to a negative number, causing maximum damage, which is most suitable for multiple damage. A total of 3 silver bows were exploded, and this one is the best. The armor-piercing bow is simply the best, especially the armor-piercing effect, which can reduce the armor by a maximum of 25 points, which means that 25 points of damage can be dealt. It fits perfectly with the legendary skill 7-star Link Arrow that can be learned at level 10. With one skill, 7 times of damage means a maximum of 175 additional damage can be dealt. For Shen, this equipment is definitely not inferior to the royal gold equipment. Yellow sand armor. Silver. Type. Heavy armor. Defense. +20. Constitution. +8. Life. +200. Strength. +5. Required level. LV8. Occupational requirements. None. Description. Yellow sand armor can provide you with the strongest defense and is your strong guarantee. The effect is not as good as the Qinglin armor, the royal gold equipment. He is still 1 level short of equipping it. This one can be used as a transitional item. Fine steel gauntlets. Silver. Type. Gauntlets attack. +20. Strength +7. Constitution +5. Required level. LV8. Occupational requirements. None. Description. Equipment made by the master of Ironheart City. Excellent quality. Worthy of trust. Black Rock combat boots. Silver. Type. Leather boots defense +21. Constitution +9. Agility +5. Effect. Movement speed +10. Required level. LV8. Occupational requirements. None. Description. Excellent combat boots produced by Black Rock City. Excellent quality. Extremely rare. Life amulet. Silver. Type. Accessory HP +200. Constitution +7. Required level. LV8. Occupational requirements. None. Effect. In non-combat state. Restore 5 HP per second. Description. The life amulet can protect your life. Extraordinary sand ring. Silver. Type. Ring HP +200. Constitution +9. Required level. LV8. Occupational requirements. None. Description. This is a sealed ring. It has a hidden effect, and we look forward to you unlocking its hidden secrets. Shen picked out the best of the silver equipment, and they were also the most suitable for him. Of course, the good things are kept for his own use, and the other equipment will be sold after the player reaches level 8. After changing the equipment, Shen's attributes soared, and the attack power reached 216 points. The HP even reached 3,300, which means that the basic damage of the Arrow of Life would reach 330 points, and the combat power would soar. Now beating the Underground King was simply bullying the monster. Ding! The trial space will only exist for 12 hours at most, and will be closed in 10 minutes. The system prompt sounded. Why didn't you say so earlier? Shen saw that the boss still had nearly 10,000 HP, so he didn't dare to waste time. Full firepower. Shen, who entered the violent mode, rained arrows down. The damage was totally different from before. 3 arrows hit nearly 1,800 HP. The output was increased several times. Too strong. The Underground King roared at Shen, and sulfuric acid fell on him. Miss. Don't be surprised. This is normal operation. Shen took this opportunity to shoot crazily. He still had 10 minutes, and he didn't have the habit of procrastination. Otherwise, the boss dropped a lot of equipment, and if the time was up and he was teleported out, wouldn't he cry to death? Keep firing. Terrible damage continued to emerge on the Underground King, and the furious Underground King used the opening skill, Sandstorm. However, this time the skill was only halfway used, and the Arrow of Life triggered a critical strike, taking away the remaining 1,000 HP. The Underground King fell heavily to the ground with its last stubbornness, and gave Shen a generous gift. Wow! As the Underground King died, a large area of light fell like a waterfall. Then the light of evolution lit up, and 3 bright white lights emitted star-like light. The next thing was 4 golden lights, 3 diamond equipment, 4 royal gold equipment. In addition, there were gold coins all over the floor. The golden light of upgrading lit up on Shen's body. The experience of the royal gold boss was indeed terrifying. It directly regressed 1/15 of the experience bar of level 9 to level 10. Level 10. It reached level 10 in just one day. Looking at the entire history of Shinto, no one had ever encountered such a situation. The record set by the person who upgraded the fastest in Shinto was also 3 days. Shen didn't care about the joy of the level increase. Without any hesitation, his 216 points of movement speed allowed him to run to the boss like the wind. He was relieved when he had almost picked up all the equipment. In order to make space for 7 pieces of equipment and a special equipment, he threw away all the black iron and bronze equipment that he had replaced before. When he opened the backpack, the worst equipment in it was silver equipment. The most dazzling ones were still the 3 diamond equipment. Of course, the 4 royal gold equipment were not trash, but treasures that countless people dreamed of. Diamond Star Quiver, Diamond, Type, Quiver, Offhand, Agility plus 18. Effect. Each point of agility can gain 0.5 attack power. Required level, LV10. Limited profession, Ranger. Description. One of the brilliant star sets. It is very powerful. Although the level is very low, the effect is very practical and can accompany you for a lifetime. Shen was stunned. It turned out to be a rare offhand equipment, and it was also a quiver that fit the Ranger very well. Is it so powerful right from the start? Especially the effect attached to the quiver. It was simply crazy. Each point of agility could gain 0.5 attack power. With all the points added, even if you reach a higher level, this equipment would not be eliminated. Artifact. The Ranger's artifact. Shen had already thought about it. When the evolution effect ended, he would definitely evolve this equipment without hesitation. Because it deserved the god-level evolution. He really wanted to see the powerful power of the first artifact in his hand. Shen reluctantly took one last look at the Diamond Star Quiver before he withdrew his gaze from it. What were the attributes of the other 2 pieces of equipment? Shen was about to open them to see what was going on when he felt dizzy and had already left the trial space. Congratulations on completing the Nightmare Level Phantom Hunter trial, obtaining the Hidden Profession Phantom Hunter, Ultimate Form, and unlocking 2 additional skills. Ding! You are now a hidden class Phantom Hunter. HP plus 200. MP plus 200. Physical attack plus 20. For basic attributes plus 10. Each upgrade gives you 7 free attribute points. Ding! You get 20 free attribute points as compensation. It was true that every effort brings a reward. The attribute points added by the hidden profession alone reached 40 points. There were also 200 health points, 200 magic points, and 20 attack points, which were equivalent to 2 silver equipment. Don't forget, this was a direct increase in attributes, and it would not occupy equipment. The value was far higher than that of silver and royal gold equipment by 10 or even 100 times. You get 7 free attribute points for each level up, which is really awesome. Others could only get 5 free attribute points when they upgraded, and the gap would become larger and larger as the level increased. Your ranger skills, stray arrow and armor-piercing arrow, disappear, and you gain the exclusive skill of Phantom Hunter. Ding! Congratulations on getting the Phantom Hunter. Hunting Instinct, Fatal Shot, Death Trap, directly got 4 skills. Xinqing put the matter of diamond equipment behind his mind and opened the attribute panel first to check the Phantom Hunter he had just obtained. Phantom Hunter. LV1 summons a Phantom Hunter to assist you in combat. The Phantom Hunter lasts for 15 seconds, has 40% of the host's attack power, can obtain all the host's skills, equipment, and talent effects, and shares the cooldown time with the host. Consumes 30 mana points. Cooldown time 30 seconds. Hunting Instinct, Level 1. Passive skill that deals an additional 30% damage to targets that are stunned, frozen, bound, frightened, knocked away, paralyzed, blinded, or restricted in movement. Deadly Shot, Level 1. Shoot an arrow at the target, causing 135% damage and a knockback effect. If the target hits a building after being knocked back, it will be stunned for an additional 5 seconds and vulnerable for 5 seconds. Vulnerable means 150% damage to the target. Consumes 50 mana. Cooldown time 30 seconds. Death Trap, Level 1. It takes 3 seconds to place a trap in an area. When the target steps on it, it will cause 30 points of damage, a 5-second binding effect, and a 5-second vulnerability effect. Note: this trap is hidden and cannot be seen except by the person who places it and their teammates. Note 2. The maximum time for the trap to exist is 5 minutes, and there can be a maximum of 3 traps at the same time. Consumes 35 points of magic power. Cooldown time 60 seconds. What Xinqing cares most about is naturally the skills of the Phantom Hunter. The Phantom Hunter's attack power can only be considered average, but it can trigger the effect of the Arrow of Life. This is also the main reason Xinqing chose this profession. The current Phantom Hunter is still Level 1. When it reaches Level 3, 5, 7, and 9, an additional Phantom Hunter will be added. When the Arrow of Life is fired at the same time by 5 Phantom Hunters plus himself, the damage will reach an extremely terrifying level. It can be said that there is no one in the world who can cooperate with the Arrow of Life better than the Phantom Hunter. Hunting Instinct is very compatible with Deadly Shot and Death Trap, adding an additional 30% damage. Not to mention, Deadly Shot and Death Trap both have a vulnerability effect and can also increase damage. Too awesome. It's worthy of being a hidden profession. Awesome. There are still 2 diamond equipments to look at. Xinqing was about to check the remaining equipment when a system prompt sounded in his ears. He didn't expect that so much time had passed without noticing, and he almost forgot the existence of time. When people leave the game, fatigue comes and the brain becomes drowsy. Xinqing opened the game cabin and summoned the nurse to take him back to bed to rest. After opening the game cabin, he saw his sister lying on the bed, and the lunchbox next to her was the preserved egg and lean meat porridge she cooked. Because of the long wait, the porridge had already cooled down and was semi-solidified. Xin Xiaotong has been spoiled like a princess since she was a child. She has never touched water, never bought vegetables, let alone cooked. At this moment, in order to take care of her brother, she actually made her favorite porridge. She must have suffered a lot. Xinqing didn't want to waste his sister's hard work. When he saw the nurse coming, he shushed her and carried himself back. This is the treatment of a VIP, with full-time nurses accompanying him attentively, on call 24 hours a day, able to meet most of his needs, including, I'm a serious person. Try my sister's cooking. She should have inherited their mother's talent for cooking. I don't ask for too much. Just 1/10 of her talent will do. Shunqing thought truthfully, opened the already cold porridge, and took a sip. He was completely stunned and immediately shouted to the nurse, "Water. I need water. Bring it to me quickly." The voice was already uncontrollable. What kind of dark dish did Shin Xiaotong make? How much salt did she put in the porridge? It was choking. Shunqing quickly signaled the nurse to bring the cleaning basin. He was going to vomit. With such a big commotion, he woke up Shin Xiaotong. "Hey, brother, you finally stopped playing games." Her words were filled with resentment. She was very angry. Shunqing said he would come out in a while, but she waited for 5 or 6 hours. Finally, she couldn't resist the sleepiness, and her head gradually became fuzzy. "You are injured. How can you play games all night?" Her brother was seriously injured and should have been resting, but he played games for such a long time. Shin Xiaodong was about to teach her brother a lesson, but she saw Shunqing holding the porridge she made. "Brother, this is the porridge I made for you. How is it? Does it taste good?" Shin Xiaodong looked at her brother as if expecting praise. Shunqing complained in his heart. The porridge smelled burnt. The diced meat the size of a fingertip was not cooked. The most important thing was, how much salt did she put in it? Is it delicious? As a chef, didn't she try it herself? She was just using him as a guinea pig. Shunqing felt that it was necessary to wash his stomach. But facing his sister's expectant eyes, he still said against his will, "Wow, Xiaodong's cooking skills are amazing. Quite like her mother's. Save your life." Really? This sentence seemed to be the greatest compliment to Shin Xiaodong. Her eyes became particularly bright as stars. "Brother is the best. Brother, drink all the porridge quickly. Don't leave any left." Shin Xiaotong said to Shunqing with a serious face. "What?" Shunqing couldn't help but raise his voice by more than 10 decibels. What a joke. Drinking one sip almost cost him half his life. Drink it all. Did my brother lie to me? Shin Xiaodong looked very angry, and the consequences would be serious. Alas, he must grit his teeth and swallow the bitter fruit he sowed. Shunqing didn't want to see his sister sad. He lowered his head and glanced at the porridge, looking ready to die. He raised his head and swallowed it all in one breath. "As long as I drink fast enough, the salt won't choke me. It seems that my brother likes it very much. I will make it for him again tomorrow." Shin Xiaodong was very happy. Her masterpiece had been recognized by the person closest to her. She felt as if she had received her favorite candy and wanted to share the best things with the people she loved most. Ahem. Shunqing almost spat out all the porridge he had just swallowed. Still doing it. It was almost fatal to eat at once. If it happened again, who could stand it? Xiaodong, porridge is not good for people with congenital diseases. Shunqing quickly explained. "I really didn't know." Shin Xiaodong apologized quickly, like a child who had done something wrong. "Oh, I can make you cola chicken wings." Shunqing immediately imagined the green and burnt chicken wings he had seen on the internet. A dark dish. He was not interested in being a guinea pig. He still had a great life to experience, and he didn't want to be poisoned just after finding his life goal. "Xiaodong, brother knows what you mean. I appreciate your kindness, but let Wang Ma or someone in the hospital do this. There was a special chef at home. He had a delicious meal waiting, but chose to test poison on himself." After much persuasion, Shin Xiaodong gave up the idea of using him as a guinea pig. Shunqing had an exceptionally sweet sleep. When he woke up, it was almost noon. "Mr. Shun, do you need food and water? If you need to solve a problem, you can call me at any time." The nurse was not the same nurse as last night. There were 3 nurses in total on duty in Shunqing's ward, providing the most attentive protection 24 hours a day. The nurse in front of him was specially dressed up, with eyeshadow and heavy makeup on her face. The nurse had a warm smile. "Do you need it?" How could Shunqing not understand the nurse's thoughts? Whether it was her dress or her actions, she had clearly revealed her intentions. As a man who grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth, and he is handsome, he has never lacked popularity with women. It was not until after college that his nature changed. Before college, most of the women around him were after his looks. After entering college, the women who knew about his situation wanted to marry into a wealthy family. Shunqing had seen this kind of scene countless times in college. No thanks. He had no interest in this person who came to his door. Mr. Shun, please don't worry. We are professionals. This is a good opportunity to be selected carefully. The other party is a billionaire. This is a good opportunity to marry into a wealthy family. Brother, eat quickly. Look what delicious food I brought you. What do you want to do to my brother? The little girl came in happily with the food she bought. She saw at a glance that the nurse was up to something. She was very angry, as if her toy had been taken away. Get out of here. The little girl grabbed the nurse and pushed her out roughly. Brother, what bad things are you planning to do? She closed the door and turned the ward into a world for the two of them again. Xiaodong, you know I'm disabled. Xinqing said calmly, as if he was talking about an unimportant matter. Is that really the case? Shen Xiaotong said. Don't think I'm easy to fool around just because I don't have much education. Xiaodong, what delicious food did you bring this time? Xinqing diverted her curiosity with food. When he was done and entered the game again, it was already 2 o'clock in the afternoon. As soon as he entered the game, Xinqing couldn't wait to open his backpack and check the diamond equipment he had obtained before. Starlight, Iron Curtain Boots, Diamond. Type Boots. Defense, plus 40. Dodge, plus 30. Agility, plus 25. HP, plus 400. Movement speed, plus 20. Fire resistance, plus 10%. Frost resistance, plus 10%. Lightning resistance, plus 10%. Effect. The control effect lasts only 3 seconds at most. After being controlled, you will be immune to control effects for 30 seconds. Required level, LV10. Occupational requirements, none. Description. This is a powerful pair of boots, very immune to control. It will protect your safety, and also has a 30-second immune effect. Not bad. Very good. In the game Shin 2, some bosses' chain control effects can make you sick to death. A series of control effects make it difficult for you to deal damage, and you don't even know how you died. With the Starlight Iron Curtain Boots, he would be immune to control effects for 30 seconds and could deal good damage. It is also very useful for PK. Absolutely top-grade equipment. Ring of Frost Whisper, Diamond. Type Ring. Attack, plus 30. Strength, plus 15. Constitution, plus 15. Agility, plus 15. Health, plus 300. Frost Resistance, plus 25%. Effect. Add 20 points of frost damage when attacking. Required level, LV10. Occupational requirements, none. Description. The Ring of the Frost, which has been infected for a long time and has good frost resistance. It also deals additional frost damage when attacking. The equipment is pretty good, and the additional effects are very powerful, especially the additional 20 points of frost damage when attacking, which will be very powerful when combined with the 7-star Link Arrow. Next are the 4 pieces of Royal Gold equipment. Shadow Hammer, Imperial Gold. Type, Two-handed Hammer. Attack, plus 65. Strength, plus 18. Constitution, plus 13. Effect. When attacking, 30% chance to ignore 100 points of target armor. Required level, LV10. Limited occupations, Warrior Knight. Description. The treasure of the Lord of Shadow City. Until one day, it was stolen. If the Lord of Shadow City sees this two-handed hammer, his favorability towards you will be reduced by 30 points. Precious Giant Sword, Imperial Gold. Type, Two-handed Sword. Attack, plus 63. Strength, plus 15. Constitution, plus 15. Hit, plus 30. Effect. Increase skill critical hit level by 1 level and increase damage by 20 points. Required level, LV10. Limited occupations, Warrior Knight. Description. This is a precious giant sword, which is very easy to be liked by nobles. If you give it to a noble, you will definitely get his favor and a lot of money. Thorn-tearing Claw, Imperial Gold. Type Claw. Attack, plus 53. Strength, plus 15. Agility, plus 18. Critical hit chance, plus 5%. Effect. When attacking normally, there's a 20% chance of causing bleeding, dealing 8 points of damage per second for 5 seconds. Note, this effect cannot be stacked. Required level, LV10. Limited profession, Assassin. Description. The Tearing Claw has dismembered 1,000 people. This is an extremely bloody weapon. Disaster Cloak, Imperial Gold. Type Cloak. Constitution, plus 18. Agility, plus 18. HP, plus 350. Effect. When attacking a target, there is a 30% chance of applying a disaster effect. Treatment and recovery effects received are reduced by 50%. Required level, LV10. Occupational requirements, none. Description, disasters, plagues, and diseases are always with you. It carries the curse of the dead and is the nightmare of all enemies. Shenqing quickly learned the long-awaited 7-star link arrow and replaced his equipment at the same time. The attributes changed. Role, Elegy for the Morning Wine. Level, LV10. Race Elf. Occupation, Ranger. Talent, Evolution, God level. Bloodline, Life Elf King Bloodline, God level. Skills, Phantom Hunter LV1, Hunting Instinct LV1, Deadly Shot LV1, Death Trap LV1, Weakness Detection. Inheritance, 7-star Link Arrow, Legendary. Attributes, Strength 63. Constitution, 88. Agility, 169. Spirit 15. Attack, 371. Defense, 198. Health, 4990. Mana, 350. Hit, 253. Dodge, 299. Critical hit, 67%. Attack speed, 1.5. Attacks 3 times every 2 seconds. Initial value is 1.0. Movement speed, 274. Initial value 100. Luck, 0. Charm, 9. Frost resistance, 35%. Fire resistance, 10%. Lightning resistance, 10%. Weapon, armor-piercing bow, silver. Offhand weapon, diamond star quiver diamond. Armor, blue scale armor, imperial gold. Gauntlets, steel gauntlets, silver. Necklace, life amulet, silver. Rings, extraordinary sand ring, silver, and ring of frost whisper, diamond. Boots, starlight iron curtain boots, diamond. Belt, black snake belt, royal gold. Cloak, disaster cloak, royal gold. After changing clothes, the attack reached 371 points. The diamond star quiver contributed 85 points of attack power to him. This equipment will continue to improve as Shenqing's agility increases. It is an absolute ranger artifact. The health value almost reached 5,000 points. This is the novice village. 5,000 health points is too terrifying. Shenqing was also an archer in his previous life. Even after being promoted to level 30, his health never reached such a terrifying level. The health value is comparable to that of an ordinary boss of the same level. That's right, he can now be called a humanoid boss. In addition, the Underground King also contributed a black amulet to Shenqing, which seems to be his special item. Black amulet, proof of clearing Phantom Hunter. You can find the old man and get special rewards. The old man. When this name is mentioned, Shenqing can't help gritting his teeth. He was actually cheated by this old man. This is his black history. Whenever he thinks of his mean look of cheating others, Shenqing can't help but want to beat him up. Although he returned safe and with a full load, it was difficult to wipe out his dissatisfaction. He had always been the one who cheats others. No one dared to cheat him. In this case, don't blame him for being rude. Shenqing followed the route in his memory and soon found the old man's home. It was a small farmhouse. A little Lolita of about 7 or 8 years old was happily picking flowers outside the door. Little friend, do you know the old man? Shenqing showed a warm smile on his face. What do you want to see my grandpa for? The little girl blinked her big eyes and looked at Shenqing. Grandpa, was this the granddaughter of the old man? Shenqing looked at her carefully. She wore a light white dress with a small and delicate face. Although she was still young, one could already tell she would be a beauty in the future. He didn't expect the old man, who was ugly, to have such a smart and cute granddaughter. Your grandfather and I are very familiar with each other, and we have a very good relationship. He said that you should marry me when you grow up. Well, it means I am your husband. Loli blinked, still not quite understanding what it meant to marry Shenqing. She seemed to think it was a good thing, like having another friend. She danced with joy and ran back to her house. Grandpa, I have a husband. That's great. The old man picked up the cup and drank his water happily. When he saw his granddaughter running over, he showed a kind smile on his face. It was hard to associate this expression with a man who loved to cheat people. When the old man heard what his granddaughter said, He almost spat out his water. The cup in his hand fell to the ground. That bastard is back. The old man rushed out and protected his granddaughter behind him. As expected, the guy he hated really appeared in front of his house. What are you doing here, little brat? If you fail the test, it's because of your own poor ability. You can't blame others. Also, I signed a treaty with you before. You are not allowed to harass my granddaughter. The little girl saw her grandfather acting like he was facing an enemy, and she was confused. Grandpa, why are you so mean to my husband? She looked so innocent. Shin-Ching felt a little guilty. You damn bastard. What on earth did you do to my granddaughter? The old man was so angry that his beard was shaking, and his eyes seemed to spit fire. This was outrageous. This beast wouldn't even let go of a 7-year-old girl. Didn't you just hear your granddaughter's name? By the way, I think I should change how I call you and start calling you Grandpa. Shin-Ching put his guilt behind him. He had his reasons, naturally, to get more benefits from the old man. The old man was stunned for a moment and roared at Shin-Ching. You damn pervert. Stay away from my granddaughter. After saying this, the old man instantly transformed. A large black bow appeared in his hand, and his turbid eyes became sharp. Old man level. Race, human favorability, -30 occupation, Phantom Hunter talent. Skills. Attack. Defense. HP. Mana. What level of boss was this? Why were all the answers question marks? This old guy really wasn't simple. You're so strong. Why were you scared by a few little snakes and stayed in a tree? Get out of here right now. Or else, don't blame me for being rude. The old man bent his bow and drew his arrow. His movements were extremely smooth. It seemed that Shin-Ching couldn't win. Would he be killed instantly? Grandpa, don't do it yet. As soon as the word Grandpa came out, the old man's hatred instantly reached its limit. He shot an arrow directly at Shin-Ching. A gorgeous dodge appeared. Shin-Ching escaped. The old man was stunned for a moment. He thought this time he could teach the shameless child an unforgettable lesson, but he didn't expect to be dodged. Was he getting old? Wait a minute. Let's talk it over. I passed the test. Shin-Ching quickly waved the black amulet in front of the old man. Pass the test. The old man's eyes widened. He rushed to Shin-Ching at a speed that was completely disproportionate to his age and snatched the black amulet. It's actually true. The old man watched it 3 or 4 times and had to believe it. How did you defeat the Underground King? The strength of that monster is far beyond your reach. What kind of luck did you have? The old man had seen Shin-Ching's strength before, and it was far inferior to the Underground King. Even 100 Shin-Chings would never be able to defeat that monster. Grandpa, don't worry about it. Just give me the reward quickly. The old man resisted the urge to shoot Shin-Ching to death with an arrow and handed over a skill book. Storm Arrow. Epic condenses powerful wind power to form a storm arrow. Causes 150% damage to all targets in a straight line with a knockback effect. Maximum range is 100 yards. Arrow speed is doubled. Consumes 100 mana. Cooldown time 120 seconds. Storm. Charge shot. Pull the bow to charge. Increases 10% damage per second. Can charge for up to 10 seconds for 100% bonus damage. In the charge state, movement speed is temporarily reduced by 100 points. Wow, this skill was quite good. Maximum damage of 250%. One arrow could blast the enemy to pieces. It also caused damage to multiple targets at once. A great fix for his poor AoE options. Not bad. Not bad. Even though charge mode reduced movement speed by 100 points, Shin-Ching's speed was 274. Even with the reduction, he had 174 left, still much faster than ordinary players. Awesome. Grandpa, won't you give me some extra reward? Who is your grandfather? By the way, do you want me to show you how to use a storm arrow? The old man pulled the bowstring again. Without charging, a gust of wind blew up the fallen leaves, and the arrow flew straight towards Shin-Ching with a whoosh. Am I really old? The old man seemed to have lost his energy. Shin-Ching had dodged 2 arrows, which struck a blow to his confidence. When Shin-Ching heard this, his eyes lit up. You are indeed old. You should stay here and enjoy your old age. Taking good care of your granddaughter is your top priority. Leave the promotion of Phantom Hunter to me. If Phantom Hunter has any powerful inherited skills or equipment, just give them to me. Shin-Ching rubbed his hands and said, strike while the iron is hot. No, The old man said impatiently, "Wife, please talk to Grandpa. Why do you think he treats your husband like this?" The little girl was very obedient. She ran to the old man to plead for Shunqing. "Grandpa, how could you treat your husband like this?" The old man's anger, which had just faded, came rushing back. He looked at Shunqing with murderous eyes. "You little bastard. This thing is for you, but you have to promise not to come and disturb my granddaughter again." Shunqing took the item and looked at it. His eyes lit up. Brave metal, silver. Type, metal, special item. This item is bound after being equipped and cannot be traded. Strength +10. Constitution +10. Agility +10. Wisdom +10. Movement speed +10% effect. When attacking non-human monsters, damage is increased by 10%. Required level. None. Occupational requirements. None. Description. This is a medal awarded to brave men. It will only be awarded to those who have made contributions to the Empire. It is a symbol of glory. When wearing this medal, you can gain additional favor from NPCs. Wow, what a good thing. It was actually a medal. This wasn't something you could get from killing monsters. It could only be obtained by completing special tasks. Its rarity was outrageous. In his previous life, Shunqing had obtained 3 medals, but none of them could compare to the brave medal in front of him. This thing is priceless and difficult to buy. This medal alone can definitely be easily sold for a sky-high price of tens of millions. However, Shunqing is not short of money, so good things are naturally kept for himself. Though the stuff is good, it's not enough. Shunqing said shamelessly, "How can I not go even further to get back at you for cheating me like you, an old man? I must make you bleed heavily today." "What? You don't want the Medal of Bravery? You can return it." Shunqing said nothing and directly put on the Medal of Bravery and bound it instantly. "Do you have the guts to take it from me again? The reward is not enough. I think your granddaughter is such a beautiful and lovely little beauty. She is a real priceless treasure." It should have been a compliment, but the old man's face became darker and darker. The old man's favorability towards you has dropped by 30 points. Current status, disgust. Shunqing didn't care at all. Once he left the novice village, he couldn't come back. He couldn't stay in the novice village for long. Even if he arrived, it would be useless. "This is a gem I got in my early years. It can make your equipment more powerful." After saying that, the old man handed a purple gem to Shunqing. Critical damage gem, epic. Type, gemstone. Critical damage, +30%. Gemstone can only be inlaid on equipment with holes. Description. This is an extremely rare critical damage gemstone. With unique quality, it is a rare treasure. It is actually a critical damage gemstone. And it is epic. Too awesome. Critical damage gemstone is one of the rarest gemstones, and the price is also the most expensive. After the currency exchange is enabled, an ordinary +5% critical damage gemstone can easily sell for 100 gold coins, which is 10,000 RMB, not to mention the epic +30% critical damage gemstone, which can be sold for hundreds of millions. Make a fortune. The old man didn't expect that he had so many good things on hand. However, this time the old man learned to be smart and did not hand the critical damage gemstone directly to Zhou Yang. He said coldly, "As long as you agree to my conditions, this critical damage gemstone will be yours. I know you still want to blackmail me. This is my last bottom line. If you don't want to, the deal will be terminated. At worst, I will take my granddaughter and leave here." Shunqing is the first person in the history of Shintu to force the NPC away. Seeing the old man's solemn promise, Shunqing didn't want to miss this epic level violent damage gem because of greed. The price paid by the old man was enough. "Okay, I agree to the deal." Shunqing took the violent damage gem from the old man. "Ding, the deal between you and the old man has been concluded. From now on, you are not allowed to approach the old man's granddaughter within 10 meters. Otherwise, you will be punished by thunder and feel 1,000 points of true damage per second. Ding, please leave the 10-meter range of the old man's granddaughter within 10 seconds. The contract will take effect in 10 seconds. Goodbye, my wife." Shunqing waved to the little Lolita and walked away under the murderous gaze of the old man. As soon as he left the area where the old man lived, Shunqing laughed wildly. "Old man, let you trick me. I made a lot of money." This neurotic look attracted several passing players to stop and laugh. Is this guy crazy? Probably because he was tortured by a monster. His equipment is actually complete. He was only halfway through his words when he noticed that Shun Qing's whole body was emitting silver, gold, and scorching white light, and they were all stunned. Holy shit. Boss. Damn, I only have 3 ordinary equipments, while others have all the best equipments, and the worst equipments are silver ones. Report with real name. Someone is cheating. Take a screenshot quickly. I want to report this cheat. Boss, where did you buy the cheat? Can you introduce it to me? Money is not a problem. Shun Qing just realized that his equipment is so cool in the novice village. Not to mention the novice village, even if it is put in God's way a year later, the lowest silver plus royal gold and diamond equipment is the most eye-catching. This set of equipment will definitely bring unnecessary trouble. Shun Qing hurriedly hid his ID, and before the people around him could react, he quickly dodged and left. There was no way. This set of equipment was too cool, emitting a dazzling brilliance. Standing among people's skirts, it was like a firefly in the dark night, a beetle in the field, and it was hard for people not to notice it. Anyone who saw the light of Shun Qing's equipment would find it hard not to notice him. No, I can't reveal my identity right now. People's hearts are treacherous, and we have to guard against them. Once your identity is exposed, there will be endless troubles. It's inevitable that someone will have evil intentions. It's easy to dodge an open spear, but it's hard to guard against an arrow from the dark. Shun Qing still has to focus on dealing with Xiao Tiankai and the Xiao family, so there's no need to cause too much trouble. At least, he can't reveal his true identity before the game merges with reality. 287 points of movement is too fast. The movement speed of ordinary players is only 100. Even an archer with a few points of full agility is only a little over 100. How can they compare with Shun Qing? They don't even have the qualifications to eat dust behind Shun Qing, and can only watch Shun Qing disappear from their sight. However, there are too many people in the novice village. Super high speed can play a huge role on the highway, but what about in crowded urban areas? Shun Qing's choice is to crash into it. Equipment bonus. Now the strength is as high as 73 points. Even a warrior with full strength bonus is much weaker than Shun Qing. This is a double crushing from level and equipment. Fuck you. Oh shit, why did I get knocked away? Brother, are you a backhoe? Boss, don't hit me. Shun Qing rushed all the way, and all the people in front of him were knocked away. Although PK is not allowed in the novice village, players with strong strength can use this trick to disgust others. All the way to the jewelry store. The prices of several white jewelry in the jewelry store are shockingly high. An ordinary necklace is as high as 10 gold coins, and the attribute is extremely rubbish. Except for a few rich people, no one will buy jewelry in the jewelry store. Shun Qing is not buying jewelry, but buying a mask to cover his face. Mask white. Type. Headdress. Defense +1. Level requirement. None. Occupation requirement. None. Effect. Cover the face. Description. Is there any better item in the world to cover the face than a mask? Such a crappy mask actually costs 10 silver coins. Shun Qing couldn't help but complain, so he bought a white tiger mask. Boy, you dare to hit me. You're dead. You must compensate me, otherwise I, Guang Mingding, will not forgive you. Today, if I don't beat the shit out of you, I will write the word E backwards. It has always been me who bullies others, and no one dares to bully me. The victims gathered at the door of the store and blocked Shun Qing in the jewelry store. After Shun Qing put on the mask, he was not afraid at all, but laughed strangely. What? You want to fight me? Shun Qing deliberately shook the armor-piercing bow in his hand. The silver-white light of the equipment attracted other people's attention. You could hear the sound of many people swallowing their saliva. People will die if you compare them with others, and goods will be thrown away if you compare them with others. Several rangers looked at the novice bows in their hands, and their hearts were heavy. Boss, I can't afford to offend you, so I ran away. Monk Washing Hair Loves Rejoice said, Boy, just give me this bow. Forget about you bumping into me before. Talk about it. I don't ask for much. Just give me the golden armor on your body. I want that scorching white equipment. Who are they to dare to ask me for equipment? Who gave him the confidence? Okay, if you want equipment, you can go outside the novice village and fight to the death. If you can kill me, can't you get all my equipment? If you make me angry, I will remember your ID, and I don't mind killing you to level 0. Everyone closed their mouths knowingly. They were still wearing beginner's equipment. How could they fight this big guy with top-level equipment? Single fight? It would probably be a death sentence. Every time you die in Shin 2, your level will drop by 1. Leveling is so hard, and it is very tiring to level up. No one wants to drop a level because of a small thing. The people made way for a path, and no one dared to stop Shin. Even the monk who had been shouting the loudest before was nowhere to be found. He didn't dare show his head. This is the treatment of the strong. Soon, what happened in the 04399 novice village was screenshotted and posted on the Shinigame forum. 04399. A cheat master suddenly appeared in the novice village. It turns out that this is how you can get diamond equipment. Having equipment is awesome. Shin 2 is a global game. So far, the number of players who have entered the game has reached 1 billion, which is a huge number. The number of active users on the official forum is in the hundreds of millions. As soon as the news dropped, replies flooded in. In just half an hour, there were over 500,000 responses, increasing rapidly every minute. Who photoshopped this picture? There is no sense of inconsistency at all. It's confirmed that someone is cheating. I got a piece of iron equipment and just showed it off to my friends. Now you show me this. It's poison. That's really awesome. Although I clicked the report button, I really want to know where I can buy such a plugin. This outfit is so cool. I want it too. Are you idiots? This is a VR game. How can there be cheats? What's the name of this boss? He's so awesome. In addition to the original post, nearly 100 more popped up, all discussing the same topic. The boss of the novice village instantly became the hottest name in God's path. Shin, who was at the center of the discussion, had no idea any of this was happening. He took out the diamond star quiver and tried to evolve it. Ding! The item has evolved once and cannot be evolved autonomously. If you force autonomous evolution, the item can only be upgraded 1 level. After use, passive evolution and autonomous evolution will be unusable for 1 month. Should I force it to evolve? Shin just remembered that this equipment had already evolved once and couldn't evolve autonomously again. It could still be forced, but the effect will be halved. Plus, evolution abilities would be locked for a month. Unless the upgraded diamond star bag was invincible, it wasn't worth the cost. He still had other things that could be evolved, so he passed on this one. No. The items in his hand that could still evolve were all things he had gotten from the old man, along with the Phantom Hunter skill. These included Phantom Hunter, Hunting Instinct, Deadly Shot, Death Trap, Storm Arrow, Brave Metal, and the Epic Critical Damage Gem. The Epic Critical Damage Gem couldn't be socketed yet, so that one would wait. The most valuable choices were Phantom Hunter, Storm Arrow, and the Brave Metal. Phantom Hunter worked best when paired with Arrow of Life, offering excellent synergy. Storm Arrow had powerful straight-line penetration and knockback, making it a strong AoE skill. The Brave Metal was extremely rare and couldn't be dropped by monsters. After weighing the options, Shin chose to evolve Phantom Hunter. The effect improvement would be the most obvious. Although Storm Arrow was good, it wasn't on the same level as Arrow of Life. The Brave Metal had great potential too, but it could be upgraded later. He selected Phantom Hunter for enhancement. Phantom Hunter, Level 1. Summons a Phantom Hunter to assist in combat. Lasts 15 seconds. Has 40% of the host's attack power. Gains all the host's skills, equipment, and talent effects. Shares cooldowns. Consumes 30 mana. Cooldown time, 30 seconds. This skill is at the inheritance level. Should I use autonomous evolution? Confirmed. The moment he selected it, the Phantom Hunter skill icon flickered, then turned a dark rainbow color. Congratulations on triggering the ultimate evolution effect. Your skill level has increased by 3 levels. Congratulations on obtaining a God-level skill. It has evolved into a God-level skill. Shin face lit up with joy. He opened the Phantom Hunter skill icon. Its glow had changed to a stunning dark rainbow shade. Phantom Hunter, God level, Level 1. Summons 2 Phantom Hunters to assist in combat. They last 30 seconds, have 80% of the host's attack power, and gain all the host's skills, equipment, and talent effects. Consumes 50 mana. Cooldown time, 60 seconds. Note, Phantom Hunters cannot use Phantom Hunter skill. Powerful. Too powerful. At the same level, 1 Phantom Hunter became 2. The attack power doubled, duration increased to 30 seconds, and the overall damage multiplied. The biggest change? No share cooldown. That meant both Phantom Hunters could use 7-star Link Arrow at the same time as Xinqing. Was this a god-level skill or what? Fighting bosses in the future just became 3 times more efficient. And this was only level 1. What would it be like at level 5? Or level 9? Clearly, monster hunting speed would skyrocket. But there was a downside. The experience and skill points needed to upgrade Phantom Hunter were now extremely high. It took 4,000 experience points and 4 skill points to upgrade from level 1 to 2. The mythical upgrade required 32,000 experience points and 32 skill points. That's an 8-fold jump. The higher the skill level, the harder it was to upgrade. Normal skills needed just 1,000 at level 1. Rare ones needed 2,000, and it increased from there. This was the game's way of balancing powerful skills. For high-level players, experience wasn't a problem. But for Xinqing, 32,000 was no small number. After all, nobody got god-level skills early in the game. Even in the late game, no one had ever been known to get a god-level skill. Besides completing tasks, there was also a chance for skill stones to drop from bosses, which could provide skill points. So Xinqing had another headache. Experience could be managed, but acquiring enough skill points for god-level skills was tricky. Of course, that only applied to new players. Xinqing concealed the glow of his gear and entered the novice village without drawing attention. He found the village chief and accepted the mission. All the way to level 10, Xinqing hadn't accepted a single quest. He didn't care about the white equipment rewards. Experience and skill points were all he wanted. After scanning the village, he quickly located the village chief, surrounded by other novices. Despite the crowd, the old man remained patient. Xinqing approached and greeted him politely. "Hello, village chief. Is there anything I can help with?" The NPCs in Shinda were highly intelligent. The old man who scammed players earlier was living proof. They were no different from real people. The best approach was to treat them like humans. If you don't respect them, why would they treat you politely? Respect is mutual. The village chief saw Xinqing and smiled kindly. Ding. Village chief's favorability toward you increased by 5. Welcome, warrior from another world. Are you here to leave the novice village? He stroked his beard, then tugged on in shock when he saw Xinqing's level. Warrior, are you cheating? Holy crap. Did an NPC really say that? This is just to liven things up. Don't take it seriously. You're the most powerful warrior I've ever seen. If you want to leave the novice village, I must apologize. No warrior in history has been as strong as you. The teleportation array to the main city won't open until tomorrow. If you want to travel by other means, I can give you a map for free. You'll reach Huangsha City in about half a day. Ding. You have received a special item, open world map. Ding. You are the first level 10 warrior witnessed by the village chief. Your deeds will be widely praised. Congratulations on being the first to reach level 10 and being ranked on the Shinto honor list. 3 banner announcements will be made to the entire server. Do you want to hide your name? No. Ding. Congratulations to player #/ma for being the first to reach level 10. We hope the player continues to break records. Special announcement. Ding. Congratulations to player Chaojiu Wanga for receiving 1,000 points of general reputation and a corresponding hidden class transfer scroll. The notice was refreshed 3 times in a row. Congratulations to the player for reaching level 10. The level ranking list is now open. Congratulations to the player for reaching level 10. The equipment ranking list is now open. Congratulations to the player for reaching level 10. The honor ranking is now open. Currently, only national rankings are available. Congratulations on being ranked first on the honor rankings. Do you want to hide your identity? Congratulations. Your equipment Diamond Star Quiver ranks first on the list. Do you want to hide the equipment's attributes and identity? Congratulations. Your equipment Ring of Whispering Frost ranks second on the list. Do you want to hide the attributes and identity of the equipment? Congratulations. Your equipment Starlight Iron Curtain Boots ranks third in the ranking. Do you want to hide the attributes and identity of the equipment? Except for the hidden attributes of the equipment, Xinqing did not hide anything else. This is a good opportunity to show his face, so he will not miss it. It is equivalent to free advertising. As long as the reputation is spread, it will be of great help to future plans. Advertising is equivalent to money. If he can keep his fame, it will be easy to make money. Not to mention anything else. As long as he undertakes some advertisements, It is a piece of cake to make hundreds of millions a year. Of course, whether it is building a guild or a chamber of commerce, it will be of great benefit. Such a good exposure opportunity. Shunqing will naturally not miss it. Everyone opened the ranking list, and the first one to appear was the level ranking list. First place, Chaojiu Elegy. Level LV10. Occupation, Phantom Hunter. No guild. Second place, Sangtian Bakshu. Level LV8. Occupation, Warrior. No guild. Third place, Hellfire Roar. Level LV8. Occupation, Mage. No guild. Fourth place, See Blood and Become a Marquis. Level LV8. Occupation, Assassin. No guild. Fifth place, 10 Steps to Kill. Level LV8. Occupation, Ranger. No guild. Sixth place, Selling Abalone Young Man. Level LV8. Occupation, Warrior. No guild. Seventh place, Bloodlust and Rage. Level LV8. Occupation, Warrior. No guild. Eighth place, Death and Decay. Level LV8. Occupation, Mage. No guild. Ninth place, Have You Eaten Shit Today? Level LV7. Occupation, Summoner. No guild. 10th place, King Kong Mutual Baby. Level LV7. Occupation, Knight. No guild. Everyone who saw the level ranking list was silent. The guy with the highest level is already level 10, and he got a hidden profession for free. He is really lucky. The highest level of others is only level 8, which is 2 levels behind. You know, the more you upgrade the game, the harder it is. Even though it is a 2-level difference, it means that it will take at least 1 day to catch up. But what they don't know is that Shunqing had already reached level 10 yesterday, and he didn't go online until 11 or 12 hours later. Otherwise, the level difference would be even greater. Holy shit. I've been online for 18 hours a day these past 2 days, and I'm only level 7 now. You're telling me that someone has reached level 10? This person must be cheating. Otherwise, the level difference wouldn't be so big. But when they opened the honor rankings and equipment rankings, they were completely shocked. Welcome the 7-day National Day holiday, and have fun reading. Top up 100 and get 500 VIP points. On the honor ranking list, there's only one name. Elegy for the Drunken Master. However, when everyone opened the equipment ranking list, they were completely confused. First place, Diamond Star Quiver. Diamond Grade. Attribute hidden. Player Elegy for the Drunken Master. Reward, plus 10% damage. Second place, Ring of Whispering Frost. Diamond Grade. Attribute hidden. Player Elegy for the Drunken Master. Reward, plus 9% damage. Third place, Starlight Iron Curtain Boots. Diamond Grade. Attribute hidden. Player Elegy for the Drunken Master. Reward, plus 8% damage. Fourth place, Cloak of Disaster. Imperial Gold Grade. Attribute hidden. Player Elegy for the Drunken Master. Reward, plus 7% damage. Fifth place, Blue Scale Armor. Imperial Gold Grade. Attribute hidden. Player Elegy for the Drunken Master. Reward, plus 6% damage. Sixth place, Black Snake Belt. Imperial Gold Grade. Attribute hidden. Player Elegy for the Drunken Master. Reward, plus 5% damage. Seventh place, Thorn Terran Claw. Imperial Gold Grade. Type Claw. Attack plus 53. Strength plus 15. Agility plus 18. Critical hit chance plus 5%. Effect. When attacking normally, there's a 20% chance of causing bleeding effect, taking 8 points of damage per second, lasting for 5 seconds. Note, this effect cannot be stacked. Required level, LV10. Limited profession, Assassin. Player Elegy for the Morning Wine. Reward, plus 4% damage. 8th place, Shadow Hammer. Imperial Gold Grade. Type, Two-Handed Hammer. Attack plus 65. Strength plus 18. Constitution plus 13. Effect. When attacking, 30% chance to ignore the target's 100 points of armor. Required level, LV10. Limited profession, Warrior Knight. Player Elegy for the Morning Wine. Reward, plus 3% damage. 9th place, Precious Greatsword. Imperial Gold Grade. Type, Two-Handed Sword. Attack plus 63. Strength plus 15. Constitution plus 15. Hit plus 30. Effect. Skill critical hit level increased by 1 level. Damage increased by 20 points. Required level, LV10. Limited professions, warrior knight. Player elegy, for the drunkenness. Reward, plus 2% damage. 10th place, silver snake. Imperial gold grade. One-handed sword. Attack plus 48. Strength plus 7. Agility plus 5. Special effect, snake kiss. Consumes 20 energy points. Causes 75% attack damage to the target, and adds snake venom damage equal to the attack power. The damage is dropped in a poison state within 5 seconds. Cooldown time, 60 seconds. Required level, LV7. Profession requirements, warrior, assassin. Player elegy, for the drunkenness. Reward, plus 1% damage. The player continued to look back. From the 1st to the 100th place, all the names behind were elegy for the drunkenness. Everyone was crazy. Holy shit. If this guy isn't cheating, I'll do a live broadcast of myself doing a handstand and eating shit for you guys to watch. Brother upstairs, don't try to cheat for food and drinks. But this guy is definitely cheating. Holy shit. The 100th place is all silver equipment. I thought my bronze equipment could still make the list. I'm gonna vomit blood. Report. How should I report the game Shin 2? Waiting online. Urgent. I really want to play the role of a robber. Boss, please take me in as your subordinate. I'm easy to deal with. Just give me any piece of equipment. Brother Chao Jiawanga, I am a beautiful girl. Shall we have an online romance? My voice is super sweet, the kind that could deceive both feelings and equipment. If the previous equipment craze only brought about a level 9 typhoon, this time it directly blew up a level 12 hurricane. Everybody knows the 4 characters. Chao Jiao Sange. The forum was in an uproar. Number 1 in the level ranking. Number 1 in the honor ranking. The equipment ranking was even worse. All 100 places were occupied by him. He was the only one who stood out. He left no chance for others to survive, especially in the equipment ranking. Except for the top 6 pieces of equipment and a few pieces with hidden attributes, the attributes of other equipment were public. After looking at the silver equipment on the equipment ranking, and then looking at the white equipment in my hand, I really wanted to find a place to throw it away. Everyone had the same thought in their mind. Where did this guy get the equipment? 100 pieces of equipment that were at least silver and above were too eye-catching. Jealousy made people unrecognizable. Just when the discussion among the crowd reached its highest point, the world loudspeaker of the Shin2 World Channel sounded. Selling equipment with the attribute shown in the ranking list. Come to 04399 Novice Village. Private auction starts at 8 p.m. Please prepare a lot of gold coins. No cash transactions. Only this time. No more after the expiration date. Every time the world horn sounds, it costs 10 gold coins, which is equivalent to 1,000 RMB when the currency exchange is turned on. As for now, it costs at least more than 10,000 RMB. The world horn sounded 10 times in total, and 100 gold coins evaporated. Although Xinqing had saved a huge sum of more than 900 gold coins, he still felt a little distressed to lose 100 gold coins. However, it was worth it for him to do so, and the lost gold coins would soon come back hundreds of times. He could still afford the advertising fee of 100 gold coins. As for why he chose to start trading at 8 o'clock in the evening, naturally, it was to give some wealthy people 5 or 6 hours to raise money. These useless equipment should be sold now to make a fortune, and he won a wave of fat. After the news came out, the entire area was in an uproar. Countless wealthy people waved banknotes to buy gold coins. Xinqing never considered cash transactions, because doing so would expose his real identity, and many people would regard him as a thorn in their side. It would bring him great trouble. It is easy to dodge an open spear, but difficult to guard against an arrow from the dark. In the future, he will definitely sell a large number of top-quality equipment and make money like water. There is no need to cause trouble for himself for a little profit. After sending out 10 world horns, Xinqing hid his merits and fame and took on tasks crazily. Can you help me get rid of 30 hopping bunnies? I need their fur. Ding. You have triggered the Task Village Chief's Commission. Task content. Collect the fur of 30 jumping rabbits. Task grade. Ordinary. Task deadline. None. Task reward. 100 experience. 30 copper coins. 1 skill point. Do you accept? Village Chief. I am already a powerful warrior. This kind of mission is too low level. Is there a more difficult one? I want a difficult challenge. The village chief pondered for a moment and seemed to think that the mission of a level 1 novice was not worthy of a level 10 warrior like Shinqing. He thought about it and said, "There are vicious wolves wreaking havoc outside, and the safety of the village is in great danger. The most powerful and evil one is a white wolf king. Can you get rid of it and restore peace to the village?" Ding. The difficulty of the village chief's commission has increased. Mission content: collect the fur of 100 gray-skinned wolves and a head of the white wolf king. Mission grade: rare. Mission deadline: none. Mission reward: 3,000 experience, 20 silver coins, 10 skill points. Do you accept it? Finally, a good mission has come. Accept it. This is one of the most difficult tasks in the novice village, and the reward is also one of the most generous. Of course, this means that Shinqing will face the bronze boss, White Wolf King. After Shinqing accepted the task, he did not leave, but asked, "Village chief, I heard that your son was injured. Maybe I can help a little." The village chief looked at Shinqing in surprise and was very curious about how he knew this matter. "The old man told me. He said he could help you a little." Shinqing did not hesitate to bring up the old man. This was a hidden task that Shinqing knew about, and few people knew about it. Ordinary people did not even know how to trigger this task, and would leave hastily if they could not get the task by trying indirect ways. Of course, this task was also the only task in each novice village. Once done, it cannot be triggered by future generations. The only hidden task in each novice village naturally had a good reward. The old man had a good reputation among the NPCs, and coupled with the hidden effect of the Medal of Bravery, the village chief nodded. "My son accidentally passed by a cave while collecting herbs. There was a terrible monster in the cave. My son almost lost his life in it. Thanks to the old man who rescued my son. But unfortunately, one of his legs was bitten off by the monster. Since you're the person he recommended, I naturally trust you. Can you help me get rid of this monster? Kill this monster, and I will give you a generous reward." Ding. You triggered the hidden task Village Chief's Revenge. Task content: there is a cave on the hillside of Banma Mountain. You must kill the monster inside and bring its head to the village chief. Task grade: rare. Task deadline: none. Task reward: 10,000 experience, 80 silver coins, 20 skill points. Do you accept it? Accept. How could he refuse such a generous task? Hidden task in hand. Shinqing was in a good mood. A task with 20 skill points was worthy of being a hidden task. He was about to leave, but suddenly remembered that he still had 3 crystal coins in his hand. Thinking of the introduction of this thing, Shinqing still took the crystal coins to the village chief. When the village chief saw the crystal coins, his eyes immediately lit up, as if he had seen something rare and precious. "Oh my God, warrior, where did you get such a crystal coin? Isn't this thing already extinct?" The village chief's beard trembled with excitement, and his mood could not calm down for a long time. Is it really so precious? Thinking of the introduction of the crystal coin, Shinqing's heart was burning. The village chief held the crystal coin and was reluctant to let it go for a long time. "Warrior, this thing is of great value to us." The village chief slapped his head and said, "I am so stupid. I have a hidden shop with rare treasures that are unknown to the public. You can exchange them with crystal coins." As soon as the words fell, a shop popped up in front of Shinqing, which was filled with rare treasures that ordinary people could not see. Diamond fruit. The fruit grows on the diamond tree. It only bears fruit once every 100 years. The fruit contains powerful strength. Eating it can permanently increase the strength attribute by 10 points. The effect can be superimposed. Exchange price: 1 crystal coin. Quantity: 10. Mermaid's teardrops. Mermaids will only shed tears once in their lifetime. Most mermaids will never shed tears. Taking 1 drop can permanently increase the spiritual attribute by 10 points. The effect can be superimposed. Exchange price: 1 crystal coin. Quantity: 10. Wind chaser. A strange plant on the wind continent. It lives in the wind, drifts everywhere, and is hard to find. After eating it, it can permanently increase agility by 20 points and movement speed by 5%. Exchange price: 3 crystal coins. Quantity: 5. 3-leaf clover. A clover with 3 unique colors that can bring good luck to others. After eating it, you can permanently increase your luck by 1 point. Exchange price, 1 crystal coin. Quantity, 10. Cloud sea epiphyllum. A strange epiphyllum that grows in the sea of clouds. It blooms for a very short time and can only work when the flowers bloom and do not wither. After eating, it can permanently increase 1 point of charm. Exchange price, 1 crystal coin. Quantity, 10. Xinqing did not expect that such a powerful thing would appear in the hidden store. An item that permanently increases the attribute. 1 crystal coin can be exchanged for a diamond fruit, which permanently increases 10 points of strength. Or exchange it for a mermaid's teardrop, which permanently increases 10 points of spirit. Of course, what Xinqing is most excited about is the water of life and the wind chasing grass. Of course, the 3-leaf clover and the cloud sea epiphyllum are also good. It is just that the effect of the former is immediate and can play a role and effect on the spot. The effect of the latter is not very obvious. Of course, what Xinqing is most excited about is the water of life. What a ranger wants most is not the wind chasing grass, but the water of life. I don't know how many warriors and knights want to vomit blood when they hear this. You are a ranger. Just increase your agility. Why are you still stacking up your health? If they knew that Xinqing's health points have reached 5,090, they would probably be so scared that they would bang their heads against the wall. Currently, even the highest level knight, with all the points added to his physique, only has 600 to 700 health points. Compared with Xinqing's 5090 health points, who is the real knight? The reason why Xinqing can get such a high health value is that his equipment is too excellent, which is 10 blocks ahead of ordinary players. Of course, the bloodline of the Life Elf King has contributed to this. He is given 1,000 health points at the beginning. Others add 10 health points for each level up, while Xinqing adds 110 points. At level 10, he has 2,000 more health points than ordinary players. At level 100, he has 11,000 more health points than ordinary players. The higher the level, the greater the gap. He wanted the water of life, but he was short of money. He only had 3 crystal coins and could not afford the water of life. Village Chief, can you give me a discount? I only have 3 crystal coins, and I will buy your water of life. When the village chief heard this, he shook his head like a rattle. Crystal coins are indeed rare, but the water of life is also a unique treasure. The price I marked is absolutely worth it, and I will not cheat anyone. But I only have 3 crystal coins. The village chief said quickly, "You're a ranger. The most suitable one for you is the wind-chasing grass. The price is just 3 crystal coins. You will definitely not suffer a loss." The wind-chasing grass is indeed a good thing, but Xinqing wants to use it to become a blood cow, a ranger. An additional 1,000 health points increase the level by 100 points of real damage. 2 Phantom Hunters plus the main body is 300 points of real damage. And combined with weakness detection, the lethality is extremely strong. What's more, with an extra 1,000 health points, Xinqing is not afraid of being beaten to death. The value it represents is naturally not comparable to the wind-chasing grass. No, the water of life is the most suitable thing for me, Xinqing said firmly. What kind of trick is this? You leave the most suitable wind-chasing grass aside and increase the health value. The village chief is helpless to complain. No bargaining here. The main reason is that the water of life is indeed worth this price. Xinqing tried to persuade the village chief several times, but he still refused. Should he give up? He was unwilling to do so. The crystal coins he had evolved before were treasures that could only be obtained after triggering super evolution. Now the boss in Novice Village can only drop silver coins at most. Unless he is extremely lucky and has a 5% chance of getting them, it is impossible to get crystal coins in a short period of time. The most critical problem is that he doesn't know whether these things are unique to the village chief of the Novice Village. If he leaves the Novice Village and loses these things, he won't be able to return to the Novice Village. Wouldn't that be a big loss? That's right. Xinqing's eyes lit up. He just thought of a sentence the village chief said. The old man saved the life of the village chief's son. Is there an opportunity for him to take advantage of? Xinqing pondered for a moment and murmured, "Actually, I have a very good relationship with the old man. Since the old man had cheated me, his favorability had dropped to the freezing point, so Xinqing was not afraid of offending him again. Cheating is healthier. The village chief had a strange look on his face, obviously not believing Shun Qing's nonsense. Shun Qing had anticipated this and revealed his profession. He passed the Phantom Hunter to me. When the village chief saw Shun Qing's profession, he finally had a hint of suspicion in his eyes. He knew how much the old man valued this profession. His own son wanted to become his apprentice and even offered a generous gift, but the old man refused to accept it. This was his glory back then. I hope that I, the future grandson-in-law, can carry it forward. Shun Qing took out the brave medal that he had cheated from the old man. When the village chief saw the brave medal in Shun Qing's hand, his face became even weirder, and he seemed to start to believe Shun Qing's lies. Oh, and I also have the old man's famous special skill, the storm arrow. He was going to take it to the soil, and he also passed it on to me. The last sentence finally moved the village chief. The village chief murmured. When he asked my son for help, I gave him a valuable gift, but he was unwilling to accept it. Since you are his apprentice and his grandson-in-law, it doesn't matter if the reward is given to you. Ding, you spent 3 crystal coins and got 2 bottles of water of life. Got 2 bottles. I made a fortune. I didn't expect that the name of the old man was so useful. I only spent 3 crystal coins and got 2 bottles of water of life, which was equivalent to 10 crystal coins. It seems that I have to use the reputation of the old man more in the novice village in the future. Shin 2 is not as rigid as other games. Each NPC has his own different personality. If you treat them as normal people, find their network and weaknesses, you will get good rewards. However, most people who enter the game Shin 2 treat NPCs as NPCs in previous online games, and naturally do not pay too much attention to them. It was not until the game was integrated with reality that players paid attention to this. However, they missed a lot of opportunities in the early days. Now Shun Qing used a relationship with the old man to get the water of life worth 10 crystal coins with 3 crystal coins. Shun Qing took the 2 bottles of water of life given by the village chief, and his face was full of joy. He took both bottles of water of life without hesitation to avoid accidents. Congratulations on taking the special item water of life. Your health limit will be permanently increased by 1,000 points. Congratulations on taking the special item water of life, which permanently increases your upper limit of health by 1,000 points. At this moment, your health has reached 7,090 points, which is simply terrifying to say. After reluctantly taking a look at the village chief's hidden shop, Shun Qing strode away. Shun Qing came to the blacksmith shop again. The owner of the blacksmith shop was a dark-faced man. Because he had been engaged in blacksmithing for many years, his skin was dark, and he looked like a black African. If you want to buy weapons, everything is on the shelf. There is no bargaining here. Poor bastard, get out of here. Compared to the village chief, the blacksmith has a bad temper and a bad attitude. Shun Qing looked at the weapons on the shelf. A level 5 white longsword with plus 10 attack was sold for 1 gold coin. I guess his heart was black. No wonder there were so few customers. With this temper and this price, it would be strange if you wanted to have business. I don't know if you need any help here, but I'll do my best. Before he could finish his words, the blacksmith interrupted without any hesitation. Let me repeat, I don't have any missions of hiding shit and looking for cats and hiding here. If you don't buy equipment, get out. I won't serve you warriors from another world. He had a hard nail. If it were ordinary players, they would just pat their butts and leave. They wouldn't be interested in flattering this guy. A rough guy, not a beautiful woman, is not worthy of being insulted. Actually, I was introduced by the old man. Shun Qing remembered that the old man had a good reputation with the village chief, so he mentioned his name again. The blacksmith looked strange when he heard this. Shun Qing took out the warrior medal and shook it in front of the blacksmith to prove his identity. Sure enough, after seeing the warrior medal, the blacksmith's face changed immediately. He immediately put on a flattering smile and changed his face faster than turning a page of a book. I didn't expect that the old man's reputation would work well with the blacksmith. It turns out he is an old man. He and I have a lifelong friendship. By the way, you must be here to return something, right? He owes me a total of 328 gold coins. Oh, and he also stole an epic critical damage gem from me. I don't want the interest, just return the things to me. Congratulations on triggering the hidden mission debt collection. The old man owed the blacksmith a large sum of money and also kidnapped an epic critical gem from him. As long as you can return the item to the blacksmith, you can get a good reward. Debt collection, mission grade, special, mission deadline, none, mission reward, 30,000 experience, 3 gold coins, 25 skill points. Do you accept? Oh my god, the epic critical damage gem I stole from the old man actually belonged to the blacksmith. This guy is really dishonest. He even cheated the blacksmith. If I want to complete this mission, I will definitely have to pay for the epic critical damage gem. Only a fool would do such a loss-making business. Actually, I'm not familiar with the old man. The blacksmith's face immediately darkened, and he was ready to chase the man away. However, the man who owed the money was the old man, and perhaps it was because of his bad attitude at the beginning. I always like to make friends with warriors from other worlds. I have another mission here, and I don't feel comfortable handing it over to others. Ding! Congratulations on triggering the hidden mission Spicy Crayfish. Mission content. The old man likes to eat spicy crayfish. In order to collect the debt, the blacksmith decided to cook for the old man himself. Please collect 100 portions of crayfish meat. Mission grade. Rare. Mission deadline. None. Mission reward. 5,000 experience. 50 silver coins. 15 skill points. Do you accept the mission? I didn't expect to trigger the hidden mission like this. Even a negative reputation is actually useful. But the blacksmith's calculations are going to fail. He can only get back the 328 gold coins owed by the old man at most. As for the epic critical damage gems, once they are in his pocket, don't expect to get them back. Next, Xin went to several shops such as tailors and jewelry, and also triggered hidden tasks. That's right, the old man is a legend in the novice village and is absolutely useful. Of course, except for the village chief, everyone else is negative. For example, the tailor shop owner said that the old man didn't give money. The hidden task was to ask for the breakup money. Xin wanted to see the expression on the old man's face when he asked for it on behalf of the tailor shop owner when he met him again. Xin read all the tasks he received and planned the route. The closest one along the way was the cave on the hillside of Bama Mountain. There were no wild monsters nearby, so few players passed by here. There were a few life-oriented players picking herbs nearby. Picking herbs requires learning the collection technique, and most players who pick herbs will make their own medicine in the later stage. A good pharmacist is very popular, and many people hire them with high salaries. Of course, to create a qualified pharmacist, a lot of materials are also needed. Except for guilds and local tyrants, few people can afford it. Although Xin can afford it, he is not interested in wasting precious time on it. According to the task instructions, Xin kept searching on the hillside of Bama Mountain and soon found the place he was looking for, a cave. The cave exuded a foul smell and occasionally dotted with a few things that were not sure whether they were herbs or weeds. Looking at the feces not far away, it was clear that the cave had an owner. This is bear feces. Xin recognized the identity of the cave owner. He had been to Suros for wild hunting and vacation, had dealt with bears, and knew bear feces very well. Xin did not rush over the first time, but placed a death trap 1 meter in front of him. The death trap is very effective, and fixed damage is secondary. The 5-second binding effect and the 5-second vulnerability effect are the most important things. Let's get started. Xin pulled the bowstring and used the storm arrow to start charging. After 10 seconds of charging, the storm arrow disappeared from sight with a whoosh, and its speed was much faster than that of ordinary arrows. The storm arrow flew into the darkness deep in the cave. After a while, a loud roar was heard. A gray-haired giant bear more than 2 meters tall ran out of the cave and roared at Xin. It wanted to tear this guy who dared to make trouble at its doorstep into pieces. The moment the gray-haired giant bear appeared, Xin also obtained the other party's information. Demonic Violent Bear. Bronze Boss. Demonized version. Level. LV10. Attack Power. 163. Defense. 155. HP. 22,000 out of 22,000. Movement Speed. 105. Skills. Roar Level 3. The demonic violent bear roars loudly, causing 100 damage to targets within a 10 by 10 range around it, and causing a 3-second panic effect. Panic reduces movement speed by 50%, and the target will choose to escape when moving forward. Thunder Rage, Level 3. The bear's rage reaches the threshold, and its attacks cause 200% damage for 10 seconds. Bite, level 4. The bear bites the target, causing 180% damage with a bleeding effect. Reduces 15 HP per second, lasting 30 seconds. Demonic life, level 1. Increases HP by 10,000 points. Demonic weakness, level 1. Nearby enemies reduce their attack power by 1% per second, up to a maximum of 30% attack power reduction. Weakness, eyes. Attacking this position can cause 150 to 200% damage. It turned out to be a demonized bronze boss, not inferior to the silver boss, and even more disgusting. Especially the blood volume, which reached 22,000 points. The underground king that he had killed before only had 30,000 health. Demonized bosses are difficult to deal with. The explosion rate is average, similar to the same level boss. The only difference is that they drop something called demonized crystal after death. This is a special strengthening stone, rare in number and much better than ordinary strengthening stones. Demonized bosses mostly appear after level 20 to 30. Xinqing didn't expect to find one in the novice village. Ordinary players would be afraid of vomiting blood when facing a demonized boss. They would need to form a team to solve it, and if unlucky, they would be wiped out. Unfortunately for the bear, it met Xinqing. The demonized violent bear rushed to Xinqing, less than 3 meters away, its huge claws ready to slap. But its movement suddenly froze, because the demonized violent bear stepped on the death trap. The 5-second forced binding and 5-second vulnerable effect were exactly what Xinqing wanted. It was now a target. 2 phantom hunters appeared beside it. At the moment the bear was frozen, Xinqing and the 2 phantom hunters used the 7-star link arrow. In an instant, 27 damages were dealt. The arrow of life was triggered 6 times, causing a total of 26,826 damage. Unfortunately for the bear, it only had 22,000 health points, so it was dead. Xinqing didn't expect to deal such terrible damage. He did a simple calculation and found that the numbers checked out. His attack was now 386 points, with an additional 20 points of frost damage. The armor-piercing bow had an armor reduction effect, combined with ranking equipment bonus of 55%, vulnerability 50%, weak point damage of 50 to 100%, and powerful critical damage at 100%. This terrifying damage was achieved. Was this really just a bronze demonized boss? Xinqing looked at the equipment on the ground and had to believe it. The bear dropped a total of 3 pieces of equipment. The explosion rate was not high, but there were several other items. Magic crystal rare. Strengthens a piece of equipment and adds a rare magic effect. Note: equipment strengthened with magic crystal cannot be strengthened with ordinary stones. This item is very rare and gives excellent magic effects. The best method is to use ordinary strengthening stones to reach the limit first, then use magic crystal to maximize results and avoid negative effects. So, Xinqing would not use it yet. Top-grade strengthening stone, rare. Equipment will not fail to strengthen until it reaches +7. 1 top-grade strengthening stone equals 100 gold coins after currency exchange. Ordinary stones only guarantee up to +3, and each costs 1 to 5 gold coins. 3 of these dropped. Top-quality skill stone, rare. After use, grants 20 skill points. 2 dropped. Xinqing used them immediately and gained 40 skill points. Blink, inherited. Use arcane to blink to a designated area. Max range, 10 meters. Mana cost, 35. Cooldown, 120 seconds. Limited to mage. Required level, LV 10. Another skill book dropped. Unfortunately, Xinqing could not use it, but he could sell it later that night for a good price. Next, Xinqing looked at the 3 pieces of equipment dropped from the bear. Rage of the Violent Bear. Silver. Enchanted. Type: 2-handed hammer. Attack +52. Strength +12. Constitution +10. Effect: the 10th attack of a normal attack causes 200% damage. Enchanted effect: each attack steals 1% of the target's attack power. Stacks up to 10 times. Lasts 10 seconds. Required level, LV 10. Limited professions, Warrior Knight. Description: this is an enchanted 2-handed hammer, which contains the soul of the enraged violent bear. What a powerful piece of equipment. It is worthy of being enchanted. Although the attributes are slightly inferior to those of royal gold equipment, the accompanying effects and enchanted effects are far superior to ordinary royal gold equipment. Congratulations! Your equipment Fury of the Violent Bear ranks 6th in the ranking list. Is it a hidden effect? No. Directly ranks 6th? This piece of equipment cannot be used. Show its attributes and sell it for a good price. Xinqing looked at a row of rankings. The Black Snake Belt, a royal gold equipment, was actually suppressed by the silver equipment. Of course, there were 3 other equipment that were suppressed at the same time. Although it was silver grade, it could be sold at a higher price than the royal gold equipment. Tearing Gloves, silver grade, enchanted. Type Gloves. Attack +20. Strength +10. Constitution +10. Effect. When attacking, deal an additional 10 damage, heal yourself, and restore 10 health points. Enchanted effect. When attacking, there is a 10% chance of causing a tearing effect, causing 150% damage, and reducing 10 health points per second for 10 seconds. Required level, level 10. Occupational requirements, none. Description: this is a magic glove. Blood is its nutrient. It connects the host's life to the blood. Congratulations! Your equipment Fury of the Violent Bear ranks 6th in the ranking list. Is it a hidden effect? Yes. This equipment can be used by yourself. There is no need to expose it. You can replace the previous Fine Steel Gauntlet. I didn't expect that the Fury of the Violent Bear was pushed down before it stayed in the 6th place for 3 seconds. It's really pitiful. Guardian Shield, silver grade. Type: two-handed shield. Defense +60. Life +300. Constitution +10. Effect: 10% chance to block and rebound 50 damage to the attacker. Required level, level 10. Limited occupation, Knight. Description: Guardian Knights gave up attacking and guarded the targets they wanted to protect. They're the most solid barriers. Xinqing was very satisfied with the 2 magic equipment. Of course, through this boss, Xinqing indirectly understood how much he had changed now. No player could withstand his 7-star Link Arrow, not to mention the 7-star Link Arrow with 2 Phantom Hunters. A boss with 163 armor can deal 26,826 damage. It can deal at least 35,000 plus damage to ordinary players. Putting away the 135 silver coins and 12 gold coins that fell, Xinqing prepared to leave. Seeing the slowly dissipating Phantom Hunter, an idea flashed through his mind like lightning. He suddenly had a bold idea. Doesn't the Phantom Hunter have all his abilities, equipment, and talents? Then, do they also have God-level evolution effects? He was afraid that he wouldn't be able to use evolution for a month. If the Phantom Hunter could use it, he wouldn't have to worry. Controlling the Phantom Hunter, Xinqing discovered that the opponent's autonomous evolution was indeed in a bright state, which meant that the skill could be used. So, could he use the Phantom Hunter's evolution to evolve his own God-level evolution? If this idea could succeed, evolution could become a power that surpassed the God level. The negative effects of an evolution effect that the Phantom Hunter could not use were completely acceptable. Ding! The evolution effect cannot be used on yourself. The cold reminder interrupted Xinqing's thoughts. Although this guess was expected, he was still a little disappointed. Xinqing took out the Diamond Star Quiver and planned to strengthen it to test whether he could force the evolution of this equipment. Xinqing raised his hand halfway, but he didn't put it down. He just thought of one thing. If he didn't force the evolution, it meant that he could evolve 3 times a day. He used it once, and his clone could use it twice. If he forced the evolution, there would be 1 less time, and he could evolve twice a day. No matter how you look at it, it is more cost-effective to be able to evolve 3 times a day. Should he give up the forced evolution of this equipment? Xinqing's face was gloomy and uncertain. In the end, he still chose forced evolution. After the level of the Phantom Hunter is increased, he can also unlock a new Phantom Hunter, and then he can increase the number of evolutions. If he tries to force evolution himself, it only takes a month to recover. It is a test to accumulate experience for the future. I hope you won't let me down. Xinqing looked at the Diamond Star Quiver and chose forced evolution. Ding! Your clone Phantom Hunter uses forced evolution. After using it, the Phantom Hunter will not be able to use autonomous evolution within 1 month, and will also lose the passive evolution effect. Do you confirm to perform this operation? Sure enough, it works. Execute. Shen-Qing has never hesitated. Once he makes up his mind, he will stick to it without hesitation. Ding! Forced evolution succeeded. The diamond star quiver disappeared, and a quiver emitting purple light appeared in front of Shen-Qing. Dark meteor quiver, epic. Type, quiver offhand. Agility plus 25. Effect. Each point of agility can gain 1 point of attack power. Current bonus attack, power 179. Required level, level 10. Limited profession, ranger. Description. Darkness falls like a meteor, followed by the dawn of light. One of the dawn darkness set. Shen-Qing looked at the dark meteor quiver in front of him, his eyes shining. Too strong. Awesome. Did not waste his precious opportunity. Agility increased by 7 points. The effect is not very obvious, but the additional effect has been increased from 0.5 attack power per point of agility to 1 attack power. Not to mention, it is an epic equipment. Even if it is said to be an artifact, Shen-Qing will believe it. The artifact of the ranger. This equipment provides him with 179 points of attack. The higher the agility points, the more obvious the effect, and it can definitely follow him for a lifetime and will not be eliminated. There is still 1 evolution left. What should I evolve this time? Shen-Qing suddenly had another bold idea. Can I evolve my hidden profession? His heartbeat accelerated. Ding! Do you want to use autonomous evolution on the Phantom Hunter? After autonomous evolution, the Phantom Hunter hidden profession will disappear and be replaced by a new hidden profession. Your God-level Phantom Hunter skills will also disappear. Do you want to confirm the evolution? What? The Phantom Hunter skills will disappear? Shen-Qing has just seen how buggy the Phantom Hunter is. He also wants to have 7 or 8 Phantom Hunters so that he can use autonomous evolution 8 or 9 times a day. If this skill is lost, it means that Shen-Qing has lost a 27-stage, terrifying output. At the same time, he also loses the cooperation between the Phantom Hunter and the Arrow of Life. A brand new hidden profession has too much randomness, especially when sacrificing 2, 3, or 4 autonomous evolutions a day. This deal is even more uneconomical. The thing that suits you is the most powerful thing. At present, the most suitable profession for Shen-Qing is the Phantom Hunter. It's not that there are no hidden professions that are more powerful than the Phantom Hunter among Shen-Qing's known hidden professions, but the Phantom Hunter is the most suitable. It is also the profession that best fits Shen-Qing. Even the 8-star hidden profession, or even the 9-star hidden profession, is difficult to compare. However, Shen-Qing is not without a way to solve the skill problem. In Shen 2, there is an item called Life Transforming Stone, which can change professional skills into non-professional skills. Its most important function is to allow people of this profession to learn the skills of other professions. For example, a warrior uses fireball. A warrior with full intelligence points can use a bigger fireball than a mage. As long as you have a Life Transforming Stone, you can do this. As long as Shen-Qing gets the Life Transforming Stone, he can turn Phantom Hunter into a non-professional skill, and he will not be afraid of evolving it into a new hidden profession. However, the Life Transforming Stone is very rare, and it will only be dropped by monsters above level 100, so he can only give up this plan for the time being. Have fun reading books on May Day. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP points. Well, that's it for this video. If you're loving the story and want more, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next one.